Hello and welcome to the Gauntlet Saturday morning cartoons, which is a rebranded for December and then all the way through 2018 for as long as I can stand it as Star Wars Saturdays. Super excited, guys. Star Wars Saturdays has been great this launch so far. Star Wars World is what we are playing. This is the second session of Star Wars World, which is it's Andrew Medeiros hack of Powered by the Apocalypse, because I love it. But we have no Jedi, which I love as well. And we began with the idea of, hey, let's kick off using one of the Star Wars Edge of the Empire modules that came in the beginner box called Escape from Shuuta, which in that module, there's only a mention of a shuttle, an Imperial shuttle coming down and landing, which is supposed to put pressure on the player characters to go towards the one ship that this module says that you can get to get off of Mos Shuuta. The reason they want to get off is because Timo the Hutt is pissed at them, pissed at their pre-generated characters. But these guys made cooler characters, although Ascara the bounty hunter Twi'lek is kind of still amazing, but the others, these guys are all way more amazing than them. And so by hook or by crook, they have gone to the spaceport control and wooed and Commander Brim, and by wooed I mean failed to woo, but the failure is that she's asked for a blaster and is now going along with you guys after she helped the Imperial shuttle land. And in a stroke of, we'll call it genius, your fine crew have decided, instead of going towards Trex and the Crate Fang, where he is on in I believe it's in Landing Bay Auric, which is where the module thinks you're going to go. You crazy cats have decided to go to Landing Bay Besh, where an Imperial class Lambda shuttle, a Lambda class T4A shuttle, and for those who don't know geek, I looked it up, so that's why I know the geek. But it's the one with the 3 fins, that big badass looking thing, right? And it has landed, and the last bit that we started before we were going to do a screen wipe and have you overlooking the Landing Bay Besh is that you put out a false call from the spaceport control to direct as many of the Imperial stormtroopers towards the cantina, telling them that it was a smoking ruin, which, guess what? You weren't lying. Thanks to an overly eager operative who just seemed to like her thermal detonators a little more than most people assumed. So that is the setup. Is there anything that I've missed? I want to make sure that like the events have caught up with generally what's going on. And of course, I have to mention that your badass droid that was coming along with you, that there was this dramatic moment where his legs were blown off. He apologized to his master, Mora. And then what happened, Mora? It was like a hug, right? A hug, and I'll fix you up, and I'll like peel the backpack and carry you around. And then he was like an extra, you could roll an extra D6 because he was shooting over your arm. That's how it went, right, Mora?
Yeah. No, it was plug. You're no use to me anymore. Bam.
That's the best moment in a whole week of my last week of gaming, guys. So best moment.
Tell me about the rabbits, Mora. Tell me about the rabbits.
You guys, the bruises healed from where my chin hit the desk, but it's good times. All right, cool. So let's do a quick reminder of who characters are, and when you do, please, and this is mostly for you guys, tell me your 4 things that you do when you mark experience, the things you do that will allow you to mark experience. And that way we're all aware of them and we can kind of key each other up, because that's something I want to make sure we go through. Also, I think there was Nero had an advancement that he could take. So I want to know what advancement you took as well. So let's start with Christo. This is the last time I call you Christo. From now on, you'll be a lovely Twi'lek operative. So tell us about your character.
Ariata So she's all trying to prove herself. Her directives, or whatever we call them here, her drives, or when you break into somewhere you don't belong, you get experience. She's doing that a lot. Share a moment of camaraderie with someone. Need to work on that one. Charm someone to get something from them. I haven't done that yet either, have I? Attack someone who isn't expecting it. Yeah, I can mark that a couple times.
Yep.
So Ariada's really been working that one hard. She actually got an advancement also, so she took slice and
That's
dice.
right. Nice.
So we'll probably get to see that in action. Cool. She's ready.
Oh, what did you? I think I talked over you. What did you take?
Slice and dice.
Slice and dice. Yeah, I think I see that happening.
Yeah, I'm putting it in right now.
Totally see that happening. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ariada. Let's jump over and talk with our veteran. Michael, tell us about your character.
Sure. Zuto is a male Otaken bounty hunter. His keys, we'll call them, are escalate a situation through the use of violence or force, which actually sounds probably like it should belong to Ariada, but it's there. Recount the tale of a former hunt. That might be fun to try to slide in here. Protect someone with or without their knowledge. I got used to that last time.
Mm-hmm.
And tell someone off, which is another one I'm hoping to maybe sneak in here if some people have taken some misguided actions. We'll see.
Yeah, I think honestly in the original trilogy, I imagine the moment when Boba Fett said he's no good to me dead, like that is Boba Fett hitting his bounty hunter. Like I just got an XP for that Darth Vader.
Right.
All right. Sweet. Thank you. Sorry. I totally gamified Star Wars. All right. Larry, please tell us about Nero.
Yeah, Nero is a Twi'lek scoundrel, dashing and handsome. Also, apparently, considers himself to be a bit of a Casanova. And my keys are tell someone you have a bad feeling about what's to come. Strike a deal with someone. I managed to hit that one last time. Take your ship into danger and show loyalty to your crew. Yeah, I don't think I've actually gotten quite yet to the advancement yet. I think I'm 3 out of 5 at this point, but hopefully soon I will be there. A couple more failed rolls.
I screwed that up. I get you Twi'leks all mixed up. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
Now, hey, for showing loyalty towards your crew, I'm totally cool if you make it these guys because I don't think you got a crew from our setup.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Awesome. Thank you. Last but not least, we already heard a little bit about Mora, but tell us more, Stephen.
Yeah, Mora is a human noble / crime lord. She's got, she's a small frame and soft features and kind of formal clothing, but is completely ruthless. And her tags are bribe or threaten someone, take charge and issue orders, talk about your wealth or your reputation, and commend someone for their actions.
Those are such a cool combo. I really love. That's one of my favorite things about this hack of PBTA is these little triggers for XP. I think they're really neat. Okay. Well, again, we're doing the Rogue One craziness of not doing a crawl. It's a little uncomfortable. I may have to go back to crawls on 1%er next year. Although a crawl for a swoop gang, whatever. We're here now. You guys are, and if you take a look, the Shuuta map, you can take a look, spaceport control. You could easily kind of walk along. There's that weird electrified fence at the edge of the plateau upon which Shuuta sits. By the way, I found this awesome picture of like Shuuta from the outside. If you guys are looking on the Shuuta map tab, I love that. It even has the shuttle like flying in. Is that crazy? Thank you, Internet. So you could edge along and go behind the buildings, behind Warehouse Bash, and come to Landing Bay Bash. Or if you wanted to work through the main thoroughfare, you can head past the medical center and the customs office and then pass by what passes for barracks, which they all work for Teemo the Hut, even though they're most Shuuta security. They aren't really Teemo's thugs. So let's see, Operative, you're the one who likes to get into places without being seen. Which method did you guys take? Just to have a kind of idea of the setup as you guys are headed towards Landing Bay Bash.
So you said there were only two ways. We can't go like between whatever those buildings are between the space part and warehouse bash.
Okay, yeah, you could do that.
So like minor back alleys.
Yeah, you could go through back alleys, but at some point you're either going to come kind of north of Warehouse Bash or south of Warehouse Bash to approach Landing Bay Bash, which is the farthest west, northwest point. Do you see it on the map? Am I making sense? I want to make sure.
Okay. Okay. Am I roboting at all?
No.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, well, I'd say we do that, but I mean, if it had to be between the two of them, we'd go closer to the fence, I think, where I expect there'll be less people, although there might be security cameras, but we really don't care at this point. So I imagine she's got, and let's not forget, Ariata has a lightsaber. So she can just cut her way out of anything. So she'll say, everybody, let's go through these. Let's go through the back way so that they don't see us. They're going to be all over the place. Come on, this way. And she's going to lead the way and start like jumping over garbage cans and whatever the refuse is in the city, and going between the buildings, if that's okay.
Yeah, I love it. Cool. So what do we see is we see Zuto following along. I mean, he's not really a sneaker kind of guy, so
he doesn't have a jetpack?
Indeed.
Oh, well, what does it look like as Zuto's moving? I'm just trying to get like as the camera sees Zuto moving through. I just want to get a.
So I think we see, we have Ariata. She's very lithe, and her brother's sort of the same way, right? Kind of a thinner frame. Even Mora, is relatively narrow. I'm seeing on here small frame, slim frame, and like dashing and svelte. And then here's it's like a 6.5-foot alien, broad shoulders, probably like hitting trash cans, knocking over like little gimp droids and stuff like that. Yeah, not my strong suit.
Nice. I love it. And it wasn't trying to set you up for a role. I just really wanted to see the picture of it because I kind of, my headspace is where your headspace is. So we have the four of you moving along the outsides of the buildings. You pass by, and I'll drop a link into chat. I know that you probably can't see it, Nero, so sorry. But a teak is currently on a smoke break at the back of one of the small little sweatshops, and you pass by him, all of you, with your blasters out and everything, and he just shrinks into the little doorway area, still smoking, and watching the four of you. He's smoking a death stick, because that's what they're called in Star Wars, guys. I watch these movies. And you come upon, you're at the edge of Warehouse Besh. And you see on the outside of Landing Bay Besh that there are a pair of stormtroopers. They're standing there with their, those blaster rifles, standing guard, just kind of making their appearance known. Most Shuuta is not Imperial controlled. This is on Tatooine. This is a place that doesn't even have a governor at this point. It is an unruly planet in the Outer Rim. But when the Empire shows up and the Hutt who controls Mos Shuuta doesn't seem to care or seems to be pleased, that is not good. So you have two stormtroopers who are there. You probably could do something to get around them, or you could just try to blow them away and get to that shuttle. You've already released. There are no docking clamps like this. They don't do that. Baseport Control does not docking clamp Imperial stuff. So you're good on that. You can get in that shuttle as long as it's fueled up, which you would imagine that it would have quite a bit. You can do that. I'm going to drop the roll for your party link. Thank you for asking. Oh.
So I think that Zuto kind of catches up to the group a little bit, um, knocking over another can or something like that. I want to try to like do a team huddle before anybody gets too trigger happy.
Are you looking at me?
I'm looking at all three of you. Well, four of you. I don't even know what's going on with our new companion.
Yes, Bryn with her purple hair, Overseer Bryn, who just walked away from her job. Oh, by the way, she'd asked for a blaster. You handed one over. Did you give her your holdout blaster? Like the little one that you hide or what
No,
there?
I think I think I scrounged up a blaster from the that
Oh, the
operations
battle
that we were
droids.
in.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So she's got that battle droid blaster and she's hanging out. She says, we need to be very careful here. It is entirely possible that they only sent 6 troopers. They work in groups of 3, and a Lambda class can hold a crew of 20. If there is one officer, which is the officer I spoke with, then that means that there could be quite a few troopers for us to contend with.
I'm surprised to find myself agreeing with you, Bryn. But it seems as if the only person we have with us who has an ounce of uh, foresight happens to be our prisoner. Well, at least that's how I'm going to call you. Listen,
Now, I could.
stormtroopers are very well armed, very well trained. If we're going to go in there, it needs to be a coordinated effort. We can't just go in guns blazing, thermal detonators activating. All right, I'm not trying to point any fingers in particular, but that's the way of things.
Ariana very loudly sulks at that last comment.
So what we've done so far, I have an idea. What we've done so far is we have blown this place all to shit. So how about if we make it look that way and use that to our advantage? So I think we could probably snipe out these 2 guards, and then we make a big ruckus to draw all the rest of them out of the hangar. And Zuto and I will race down the away from the landing bay, hopefully with all the guards following. And then our nice friends can go in, secure the shuttle, and pick us up.
Once again, Mora, you've come up with a very diplomatic solution that I think will appeal to many parties. However, as comfortable as I am working with you, I don't know how comfortable I am with leaving certain members of our party out of my supervision.
Bryn says, I'm sure that we can keep a handle on Ariada. And she smiles because she knows I'm into her. I propose another plan. I happen to know, not on a personal way, but I know his name, and I am the spaceport control overseer. I could enter Besh upon any official business I wish to declare. And then she snuggles up to you, Nero.
I think this is a great plan, right? Because they have no reason to suspect Bryn. She could totally like infiltrate, and I don't know, maybe even like, I mean, once she gets inside, there's all kinds of things that she could do to help us, I think.
Nero. Perhaps her official business would be help. I've been held hostage by 4 scumbags, and I would like to be released into Imperial custody.
Yeah, I just don't think she would do that.
I'm with Nero here. Oh, you just got muted, Krista.
I'm not sure she gets a vote yet.
I understand. And then she reaches over for one of your leku, which are the brain tails, and just idly starts playing with it. It is quite pleasurable.
Man,
That's really creepy. Get your hand off me.
it's going for Kurt Russell's ponytail.
Oh, then she'll settle back in with your brother. That's fine.
You know what? I think it's time for us to get things square. Let me sum up this situation here. Ariata, I have concerns that when it comes time to blast your brother or his companion, you will hesitate. Mora, I'm concerned that when it comes that you will accelerate that timetable and end up blasting someone before it might be completely necessary. I feel as if I am in a position where my hand is somewhat pushed here. I feel like I'm going to have to start stunning people soon. I don't want to do that because I'm trying to save my ammunition for the stormtroopers. So maybe we follow Mora's plan, but we all stick together.
I think that's an acceptable compromise.
Okay, yeah, you're a very reasonable person. I don't.
So, are you saying that we all draw the troopers off in a direction and then double back to the landing bay?
Well, do we tell me, Ariana, do you have any methods of setting up a timed or delayed explosion on your detonators or anything like that?
No, I left my artificially intelligent detonators at home. If you remember, I stole these from the guard. These are really simple ones. So no, I don't think I can do that.
Lupo could have
Well,
done it.
maybe I can rig something, actually. I guess, because meta, I've got the methodical move. So if we lay a plan for it, I think it can probably happen. Depending on how I roll. Wait, what comes out of that? No. Supply someone with a vital or needed piece of equipment or intel if I roll well. So maybe we could rig the detonator that way. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
If you want to do a delayed, that works. Oh, either that or, well, if we consider this infiltration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
it doesn't. It doesn't do that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I can go along with Mora's plan and tweak it. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Why don't we make a roll and then get the holds and go from there? Up to you. I'm all in. I'm gonna do just what you say. I promise. I won't frag anybody without permission.
So, Zuto, I think if we go along with this plan, there's a benefit to you. And that is you have, if all goes well, our new friend tells us that there is an Imperial officer on board. If we stun them and take them with us, they may be worth a decent bounty to the rebellion.
A decent bounty to the rebellion and a decent bullseye to the Empire. What do you think, Ariata? You like having an Imperial delegate in your cells?
I'm not an interrogator. That's not what I do. I could try, but no, I think that'll be good. I think that'll be a better entry point for us, if you will. This one's particularly valuable, then they might not outright shoot us out of the skies or space.
Oh. Yes, you two do have some wisdom there. Well, what do you all think?
I think we need to move faster rather than slower. They're going to be coming after us. We can't sit here all day planning. This is not going to go well for us.
So everything will fall apart as soon as we start. So, Zuto, you take the one on the left, I'll take the one on the right. We'll draw their attention, and then the rest of them can hijack the guards as they come out and sneak into the shuttle.
Yeah, I think as soon as you finish your sentence, Zuto just whips around and fires a shot at the guy.
Awesome.
So sweet, because I have the inspirational, so whenever I join the fray, you get a +1 on going.
Also, you just took charge and gave orders, so take an XP.
Oh, sweet. Okay. That gets me to level. Can I do that now?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Whenever I give another player's character an order that puts them at risk and they follow it, they mark experience.
Nice. Cool. So you are going to, and again, this is the thing where we have kind of time clocks or countdown clocks that we work through. And yeah, did you make that methodical move, by the way, for Ariana? Because you definitely should
roll it, but I wanted to.
Yes, you certainly should. So I think that we open up with, I'm just making sure I got this right. So we have combat moves here in the basic moves. And the combat moves are join the fray, which is the battle thing, and then taking a big hit. So you are joining the fray. You are taking a shot at one of the two guards on the outside of Besh. And I think that you are directly engaging your enemies, so you should roll with prowess. Does that feel right to you, Zuto? You are muted, Michael.
Sorry, I didn't nod largely enough.
And Ariana rolled a 6 on her methodical.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, and the miss hold one anyways. There you go. Hold one anyways.
Zuto got an 8.
Awesome. So on an 8, that means you can, let's see, double checking. And 7 and 9, your actions come at a cost. So you mark a segment on the battle track, which I've created. I'm wondering, would it be more fun if we had that battle track for everybody to look at? Or is that, I don't know.
Tell me more about the battle track.
It's a countdown clock.
Oh.
There you go. And then at certain tick marks, I'm supposed to escalate the situation or change it in some way. And then when you fill it up, you win. I know there are countdown clocks. Oh, somebody's got a card. How exciting. I know there are countdown clocks in this. Hidden draws, funky dice, funk tokens.
It's in that third row.
It's in the
custom set.
Clock's
It's right
4,
about-
6, 8 threat.
Yeah, it's above
okay.
the black buttons.
Oh, 468. Okay, so I'm going to go title for your clock. We'll call this Taking the Shuttle.
Clocks are life.
Cool. So you have done Oh, cool. Okay, so you just double click on Taking the Shuttle and it advances at a tick mark. And I had to do a 6 tick, so it means I just made it harder because we couldn't do 5. Because 5 is what I literally drew. But sorry. Okay, they're tougher than you thought. I know how to escalate a situation now. You fire, you take out that first stormtrooper. The other trooper looks up. He doesn't do.
That's, I think, whenever Mora fires.
Yeah.
Gets a 5.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Guys, the die roller loves me. By the way, there is not XP on a fail. It's just terribleness.
Right. But I think Ariana looks at Mora, who's always been trying to coach her to be more respectable, and Ariana says, that wasn't a bad shot. The next one would be better if you just breathe, right? You got to breathe when you shoot.
Well, Ariana, I normally have a bodyguard who handles it for me.
And this was Ariana trying to give you, what is that trigger that you do? Like you say something nice to a person and.
Oh, are you talking about spinning a bond to up her roll, or were you?
No, because it was a 5, right? I couldn't up that.
Yeah.
But you gain a bond, right?
Yeah, but I can't get a bond.
Awesome. So yes, go ahead and mark a bond. Good job.
Do I get a bond, or does Mora get a bond? Or both of us?
I think you get a bond, right?
Really?
think
I
if
get a
she
bond for
says
saying something
anything
nice
nice
to you?
back, yeah, I think so. Because encourage someone when you share some encouraging words with someone, take a bond with them. So you would take it if they reciprocate. Sorry, I don't think it's happening, but they would get a bond with you. Okay, so you gave a little bit of encouragement as the stormtrooper calls into Officer Kethel. Officer Kethel, we're under attack.
And I
And
think
he moves back a little bit because it's there are those two large doorways, so he's going to try to move back and take a little bit of cover. Go
Mora's going to run down the street. Yeah. Kind of
That's what you
drawing
wanted, kind of
drawing them out. Yeah.
Sweet. I think then you will be doing a thing in a second, but I want to check in with Nero because I'm not sure what Nero is doing in this plan. Larry, you with us? Did you freeze? He froze. That's why Nero's not doing anything. It's because he froze.
He's occupied with that woman Bryn.
They're super making out. It was the touching of the leg. It was just like, by the way, I had a person who played a Twi'lek in a game one time was described like grabbing someone's liquor is just like grabbing someone's genitals. So, like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Oh, you're back! You're back! Awesome. That must have been a weird thing to come right back to. Hey, all right. What is Nero up to? So, just I know you kind of phased out for a sec, so I'll catch up. No worries. So what happened? Mora and Zuto working together fired shots at the two stormtroopers that are standing outside of the landing bay. One of them is down. Mm-hmm. The other one, the shot was a little wide, and he stepped back into the kind of the hall, like the doorway jam, right, to take a little bit of cover, and called in for some help and announced that they were under attack. Mora stepped into the street right now to try to draw their attention. She's about to run away. What's Nero doing? Do you freeze again? Oh, man. All right, we're going to move on, and we'll catch you back up when we get a chance. Mora, let's see. So Mora was running away. Who was also part of the running away plan?
I think Zuto is not happy with it, but he doesn't want to leave Mora alone, especially since she doesn't have her backup bodyguard drone. And as clever as she is, she's not necessarily very sturdy.
Cool. So Zuto's also running away?
Yeah, I'm going to go back up Mora.
Awesome. What is Ariata doing? Because I want to check in with you, and then we'll go with their actions of running away, drawing fire.
We said we were all going to stay together, right? So I guess we're all running away together, which seems sort of stupid to me, but that was the idea?
No.
Right? Wasn't that the plan?
I think that people said, let's all stick together. We're not actually going to go and lead them away. We're going to run away to draw their fire, so whenever they come out, others can ambush them from behind or something like that.
Okay, well, I guess that puts me on ambush. So as the guard, assuming the guard gets lured out, as stormtroopers are wont to do, then I think Ariada's gonna try and sneak from cover and come up behind him. I can't use my frag grenades. A lightsaber would be cool, but kind of vicious and messy. So I think it's just going to be the vibroblade.
Oh, nice. I think then what you are doing is, well, are you trying to follow through on someone else's action here, or are you performing a maneuver by trying to gut these guys with your vibroblade?
Oh, is it more than one? I thought it was. Well, yeah, because I thought one was taken out. No,
one is taken out. One will be running, and there are a couple more that are coming out. Like, he's not running out by himself because he just saw two sets of blaster fire happen. So he's called for it. And once they run out into the street, he's waiting for a couple more, and there'll be 3 stormtroopers that are taking off out of Landing Bay Bash.
Okay, yeah, then maybe this is lightsaber time.
That sounds amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
I think you're directly engaging your enemies, right?
Yeah, if we're taking him out, I'm taking him out. Okay, so yeah, so this is coming up behind. I guess we do the lightsaber. Maybe it's the lightsaber through the chest thing again.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Roll with prowess.
Because she's not that good with them yet, you know? It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Whatever you gotta tell yourself.
Come on, roll that. What is my prowess?
It's a 1.
I got, isn't that an 8? Yes, I got an 8. Yay!
Nice. Okay, on 7 to 9, you get to move. We move up to that thing there. Awesome. So 7 to 9, your actions come at a cost. I'll offer you a hard choice, lay out the costs, or give you success at unexpected twist. You can take out one of the stormtroopers, but the other 2 are going to fire upon you.
When I don't know how to deflect. Oh, this is so awkward.
Human shield.
Yes, I will take out this one.
Okay, cool. So you do that, and they turn and try to gun you down. You are going to take. Here's the deal: you're going to take 2 wounds, but if you want to move one of those to strain, we can call it 1 and 1. So you would go to
strain.
drained. I hate that it alphabetizes things. That annoys me. But you would be at hurt and drained.
Hurt and drained. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So it's like this
good.
turns into like it's like so I'm fighting with the lightsaber and getting punched or whatever they're doing, and we're dodging each other. And
Yeah. So yeah, you run in. You guys try to lead them away. Mora and Zudo, you try to lead them away, and Ariata runs up behind and stabs one in the back. And we have the lightsaber because we paid for that special effects. So we can just like lay it over other stormtroopers. Lightsaber comes forward. Oh, we have the tinny sound from his speaker. One of the stormtroopers turns and basically fires on you and hits you in the side. And I think it would be cool. Yeah, as you pull the lightsaber out, the other one fires, and you just kind of accidentally deflect the blaster bolt, and it shoots up into the thing. And we have one guy who's got a long wire, the sound effect guy, and he's just ting on it a bunch of times to give our cool blaster sounds.
Yeah, and I think Ariadne at this point is saying, you know, she's struggling. She's saying, "I'm doing okay. I don't really need any help, Nero."
Nero, what are you doing? You just saw your sister run up to 3 stormtroopers, stab one, and get shot a couple times.
Maybe not the most prudent course of action, but she is my sister, so yeah, I'm gonna like. I think I'm gonna actually like do some sort of like battle cry, because yeah, I'm very upset to see my sister being injured. So I'm gonna like burst out from my hiding spot with my holdout blaster, and I'm gonna lay down some fire. Yeah, try to protect my sis.
You are directly engaging your enemies. Then it sounds like, right?
Absolutely. So yes, I am.
Let's have you roll with prowess.
Could someone please do that for me?
Yeah, somebody roll for Nero, please.
Shall I roll for my brother?
You should.
Roll high because I have a -1.
Roll low, low.
That's a 7.
Oh, right. Cool. 7, and then -1 makes it a 6?
No, it's an 8. -1 is a 7.
Oh, close.
Sorry, Rich.
Shoot. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I still get the mixed result, which means we go up a tick. Come on. All right. Awesome. You guys are halfway done with taking the shuttle. So I'm gonna broaden this a little bit. You fire with your holdout blaster, and again, this is also the tick mark where I escalate the situation. So you fire with your holdout blaster, and Zudo and Mora, you see that there's only one trooper left here of the ones that you drew out. And he throws up his hands because he's now surrounded by 4 people with guns. He's not gonna go down for that. So the third stormtrooper just throws up his hands, drops his gun. What do you do, Mora?
I tell him, that's right, you don't want to engage our Jedi, and kind of walk up to him and take his weapon and I think we should actually take his helmet off too, so he can't, call in or anything.
Oh, nice. Okay, you take the guy's helmet off. You see that he's a Chiss, which means he has blue skin and red eyes.
And I think,
yeah, he looks young.
Yeah, I think we should turn to Bryn and say, "March the prisoner inside."
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
Seems odd that I would have a prisoner, but whatever you say, Mora.
Mm-hmm.
And she will have the attacker, the security droid's blaster, and she'll nudge him in the back and start walking towards the landing bay. Now, if you guys take a look, you'll see that we have a landing bay Besh map. And you guys are entering. If you take a look at that tab, can everybody see? If not, I can share screens if somebody needs me to. Guess no?
If you could share screens just real quick.
Yeah, of course. No problem. Okay, cool. So, what you have here is the Lambda class shuttle here. There are a total of, well, you guys drew one away. And so we have one guy who was moving things back and forth, but you've escalated the situation. So you are able to come in, you marching the stormtrooper here. We'll say that the unarmed stormtrooper is this guy. Oot. And you've got Bryn behind him, and you see the Lambda class shuttle, and they have brought out from the interior of the shuttle and set up a tripod repeating blaster. And see if okay, good, my video did come back. Yay. Sometimes it doesn't when I share screens. They are just set up, like one guy's spinning the one little lug nut to get the tripod set up, and their Imperial officer is staying behind, and it looks like there's going to be a crazy standoff at this point. Who has followed Bryn in?
Mora did.
Awesome. Anyone else?
Ariata did also. She's not going to let Bryn. I'm not going to let that woman out of my sight. She's going to do something bad.
Tell me how you feel about this, but I'd like if Zuto could pull Nero aside for a second as the others are going in.
Is there going to be that popping sound as they come apart?
Wait, as what comes apart?
Docking bay. Anyway, so Nero, you're a young man, and you've seen a lot. I would say you have a lot of potential. You're very ferocious in that fight. I saw that you were very quick and good with a gun. But listen, I have seen a lot, done a lot in my travels, and I must confess, I have fallen for a being or two who might have been on my bounty list. And let me tell you from experience, it never works out. The dynamics are just all off, friend. Bryn seems like a very nice girl, but I think you might want to go back to the galactic dating pool if you're searching for love. It's just you're starting
Wait, are you
things off
trying to
on
give
a
me
weird
love
foot.
advice right now?
Times like this, it's the best time to share love advice. In the thick of combat, in the mission, tensions are high. You might be prone to make a decision that's a little foolhardy.
Do we have
Zuto,
like
just so you
blasters
understand.
noises going on as this happens? Sorry.
We're about to, yeah.
You hear like the whine of like the repeater like spinning up.
Yeah, you guys are just like on the lip of the thing, glancing in as Bryn is trying to. We're doing the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. As some actions are going on as you guys have this heartfelt conversation.
Think about that, Nero, and I like push him in the cover or something, like behind some
Sweet.
Wait, I gotta get one thing. Like, I think I'm a pretty good judge of character, Zudo, and quite frankly, and I'm also well familiar with your travels and your some of your past conquests, including my friend Rami. So yeah, I don't think I need to be taking advice from you.
Nice.
So actually, is that a
Oh.
bond for Zuto?
I think it's a bond for Zuto. He was doing his best to try to create a bond and offer some advice and be nice to
And a little patronizing, of course.
little, yeah. And I'm going to give you an XP for trying to protect someone.
Okay.
Is that your drama move or something?
Oh, is it?
Drama move.
When you share an important moment with someone, you may tell them a secret fear you hold. Oh, I guess not.
A vulnerability of yours or a meaningful moment from your past. Yeah,
Well,
you have to keep that in mind. There's so many moves.
So I think, if you don't mind, while that's happening, I think what I see is Bren is stepping in with the prisoner in front of us, and kind of behind us, Nero and Zuto are kind of having a moment. And I think I lean over to Ariata and I say, "Good job with that lightsaber. That was very threatening." And I think as we close the lip, we see the big repeating laser blaster thing, and I'm like, "Ooh, why don't you go get that?"
But it's far away, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like I'm sorry that I'm not going to use. It's like 20 feet away. I really want to say meters, but I can't do the math.
I was gonna say, Ariana probably looks at you and says, "You know I'm not a real Jedi, right? I can't jump like that."
She kind of tilts her head and says, you get XP if you do something like that, right?
Yes.
That's fine.
That's so weird. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
What a commander.
Yeah.
I think if I have the opportunity, I think Ariada's going to take one of her frag grenades off and pretend to pull the pin, throw it under the repeater because it's on a tripod, right?
Yeah.
So throw it over there and scream very loudly, "Grenade!"
Oh, that's nice. I think that is a very guile-related action as you join the fray there.
Okay.
I didn't know, you got a 1 in guile. At least it's not you're not rolling with your instinct here.
Yeah, I know. I guess, yeah, I'm really good
Good luck, because I know exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, no. Oof. Yeah, that's a 6. Help?
So you're holding.
Wait. So, do I have a bond with you, Ariana?
Yeah, you've never said anything nice to me.
No, I do. So I think that what Mora does is you pull out your grenade, but you fail to pull the pin and you throw it. And I think that's whenever she kind of pushes, steps forward and kind of pushes Bran and the prisoner off to the side as if it's going to go off. Acting heroic, getting in between the fake grenade and the prisoner, right? So let's use that as a help.
Okay, cool. That will push your 6 to a 7. Oh man, I'm really liking this clock. Thanks, guys, for suggesting we actually put it on the board there. I know that there you can see it, but the rest of us can. So it's a mixed success, which means that you move a tick up. Here's what happens. The grenade is thrown underneath the repeating blaster, and one of the stormtroopers, the one who basically did the flywheel nut to get it all attached, he runs away. The other one knows it's like right under his feet. He just starts firing. And just blah, 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 blah. And so I'm going to say that with this repeating blaster that Mora and Ariana, both of you will take a wound. and he just starts firing. You're gonna have to run, take cover, and it's one of those moments where he's like, I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna take out these guys, and then the grenade doesn't go off. But he thinks at any moment it'll go off, so he's freaking out and just firing wildly. Shuuta, what are you doing?
I think it's time to get to cover and reevaluate the situation.
Awesome. So yeah, you take cover, and he's still firing at this point. There are boxes, crates. There's some fuel set up. You could run back outside. So where is it that Mora took cover?
So I think Mora, Mora actually had tried to shove get in between the grenade, the fake grenade, and the prisoners. And I think in shoving them, that's how she kind of got shot. Unintentionally being heroic. And I think the two of them kind of got shoved behind some crates, and she's down on the ground off to the side of the crates, trying to, army crawl behind them. Yeah.
Awesome.
With the cool
so you're
prisoners.
trying to crawl. Yeah, you're trying to crawl behind the two prisoners. Bryn reaches down. She reaches out, grabs your hand, and pulls you towards one of the crates.
Great. Thank you. I tell her. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
Interesting.
See, I
Nero.
told you guys she's good.
Nero, what are you doing?
Yeah. So, what is the deal with the spacecraft's is it open? Is it possible to make a dash?
Great question. I was really unclear. So the shuttle, the cockpit is faced away from you. You guys, when you came in, and again, I did real quick. So you guys came in from the side. The cockpit's faced away from you, so it's faced like this, and you guys are coming in here. There is a landing gear and then a little ramp that is already down. That's because they dropped that ramp and then pulled out the repeating blaster and set it up on a tripod really quick because they got a warning from the dutiful Chiss soldiers or Chiss soldier stormtrooper there who called in the warning before you took away his helmet. And so they're set up there with the repeating blaster. But if you were able to get behind it, and it's only got it can't go full 360. It's made to just 180. So if you can try to somehow get behind it, you could work your way up the ramp and be inside the ship. Who knows what's inside the ship, but you know that there were at least 6 away troopers who could be reinforcements and have probably been called, just so you know. And then probably other stormtroopers who were on board if there was a full complement. But they were carrying a dignitary, so that hopefully will help things.
Cool. Yeah, I think so. I guess I want to try to get out of that radius that you were just talking about, the blasting radius of the tripod, and see if I can't sort of flank them. So I'm just going to be kind of maybe making down and maneuver around, trying to stay under cover as much as possible with crates or whatever that might be around.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's see. If you told people you had a bad feeling, no. Awesome. I think that you're trying to you're trying to use your guile here to work away. So let's see if you can flank them, and if Ariada will roll for you, we'll have you roll with guile and see if you can.
Thanks, big sis.
Well, wait till you see what the result of the roll is. That would be a 5. But the good news is that you have a guile of 2.
2, yeah. Knocking on the 7.
So you guys you come in, you flank, you're able to take out the gunner if you so wish. Is that what you want to do?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So you move in. He's trying to move the repeating blaster. You see him actually try to pull it up and rotate it around. And do you shoot him? Do you stab him? What do you do? How did you take him out?
Once I realize that like he can't rotate the gun far enough to actually do any damage to me, I'm just gonna kind of like coolly like walk up to him and then do my little like flick of the wrist thing, and my hold up blaster comes out, and then I'm just gonna like zap him like point blank.
Nice. You blast the guy. Were you on stun, or did you actually? I mean, you're a scoundrel, so you killed him, right?
I probably killed him, yeah.
Yeah. Bam. And he falls to the side, and the repeating blaster has stopped firing. What do you do?
Well, I think that's my cue to jump up and join the fray.
Awesome. What do you want to do when you join the fray here?
So I think it's about time that we try to get into the ship.
Awesome. So just because we're at the next to last tick mark, repeating blaster goes down, or it's still on its tripod. The gunner is taken out. At this point, there are no stormtroopers that are out in this main area. The engines have started to fire up.
All right, let's make haste.
There's dust and sand kicking out because you're in Tatooine. So there's sand everywhere. It gets everywhere. Cool. So what do you want to do then? Do you want to go like inside the ship up the ramp? Do you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going in.
Awesome. So you're gonna run in, guns blazing. That sounds amazing. Make a move with prowess, because you are most definitely directly engaging your enemies here.
Let's do it. Ooh, 9 plus. Ooh, that's a 10.
Nice. Okay, so on a hit, you're able to complete your action successfully. On a 10, it's just a success. That's right. With 12, the actions are decisive. You have taken the shuttle. You run on board with everyone else backing you up. There are a couple of stormtroopers in here, and you. How do you take them out? Like it's like a 1-2 shot thing. We'll say there are a couple of stormtroopers. How does it that Zuto? What do we see him do?
Oh man, I think it's like there's these 2 stormtroopers. Like Billy said, stealth really isn't his specialty. So I think that he shoots one in the shoulder, and he kind of like spins around, and as the other guy's turning around to see what's going on, he shoots him too. So it's just like
nice. Sweet. So take both of those stormtroopers. The shuttle is still firing up, so you know that there's someone in the cockpit, but there are no stormtroopers who are trying to spill out. You're hearing over the comms, like because there's the little speakers and loudspeakers inside. We're almost there. We'll be there in one micron, sir.
Wow, they're quicker than I thought they would be. I'm going to need you to hold that liftoff protocol there, my good fellow.
Awesome. So you're moving through, like, I'm sorry, you heard the speakers I'm imagining if you take a look at the...
Oh, I thought that they were talking to stormtroopers on the way. You mean loudspeakers in the ship?
There are loudspeakers in the ship, and you are in, if you look in that big gray area that have lots of seats, that's where you came in and took out the 2 stormtroopers. So there are speakers in the ship from the 6 or so stormtroopers that were sent out, probably more with the amount that you faced here. They have radioed back in to Captain Kethel that they are almost back at the landing bay. They're checking in to let him know.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to motion, like, we better get in here. Even if they take off, at least we'll be inside. If they bring backup, we're going to have more cover in here. So I'm going to motion for everyone to get on the shuttle.
Cool. So everybody hop on the shuttle. Anybody want to do anything?
So I think the way that this looks on screen is I think Mora's been like wounded in the leg or something like that. So she kind of turns to Bryn, and like Bryn helps her up, and Mora turns and shoots the trooper, kind of in a callback to Lupo, because we're not taking him with us. And I think she's like, I think Bryn is actually helping her limp along into the shuttle.
Nice. Yeah, imagine the Chiss was trying to like crawl away surreptitiously. You just take him out. That's awesome. And Bryn doesn't really flinch at that, and she will help you make your way up the ramp and into the shuttle. Shuttle starts taking off. Nero, what are you doing?
Well, I just want to make sure that the landing or that ramp is already fully retracted and the door's closed. Is that right?
Nope.
Oh, well, then I'm doing that.
Okay, cool.
As long as everybody's on board.
Yes, everyone gets on board. You retract the landing gear as you see some stormtroopers come running up. They're firing at the shuttle as you're taking off. It comes up and it's just that rotating it, and it zooms around.
I make a face at them as it closes.
Nice. I love it. And the repeating blaster still left on the thing, but it doesn't have the firing arc. So they're like, move it around, grenade! And there's one guy off in the corner. He's like, I know, it still hasn't gone off. Because there was that one stormtrooper ran away, and he just hid the whole time waiting for the grenade to go off, and it never went off. So you have Bryn announces, well, if all of us are here, then someone is piloting the ship. It must be the Imperial captain, Captain Kethel. We need to take that cockpit.
So Mora kind of smiles at Bryn and says, good idea. And kind of limps along using Bryn as kind of a crutch and says, Mr. Shuuta, I think you're up.
Oh, yes. Well, why would you say that, Mora?
Because everyone else has wounds to attend to.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm okay. You know, Ariana's like at the very back of the ship binding a leg wound because she got shot also. Yeah, I don't need any help. I can handle this.
I think Shuuta kind of looks around and notices all the like.
Brianna's been shot twice, right?
Yeah,
She's
she's
messed
hurting.
up.
And I forgot to take the -1 forward on the next roll, so I'll take it whatever the next one is.
Remind me sometime to share with you all the values of taking cover.
Since the guy is like completely unharmed.
Yeah,
You can
grab my
go
headquarters.
farkle yourself, Zudo.
Oh, Ariata, I do love our banter. All right.
Come a little closer, and I'll show it to you in more detail.
So while Zuto's kind of bantering about, I think that Mora is going to actually limp up towards him and transfer crutch, from Bryn to Shuuta, and we're going to head off towards the front.
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
So you guys get to the door that separates the bay, like the main kind of troop transport area from the front of the ship, the cockpit, and it is locked. And yeah, it's not going to open with like a hand wave or anything like that. You're going to have to splice your way in there or blast it, which, is also dangerous.
Well, Bryn might know how to open it. Like, Bryn, can you do anything with this door?
Oh, this one's key coded, and no, I don't have any of the Imperial codes. I just work at the spaceport. I could try to talk to him, but I don't know if he'll exactly trust me now.
I think Mora pulls out her blaster as if she's gonna do something.
Bryn gets a little nervous.
As if she's going to shoot the door, or as if she's going to shoot Bryn?
No, shoot the door.
Okay.
Oh,
awesome! I think you heard that. You could have heard that, Ariana. Like this.
Okay.
It's a big tin can. So this is a troop transport. Like there are a bunch of seats where you can kind of strap in, right? But they've just moved to the edge where the door is that would go to the cockpit. This is a very simply built mechanism.
Ariata, can we either borrow your slicer skills or your saber skills? I think both of them can open a door.
Well, I also have one hold left over from methodical, but I guess we want to save that for reveal an escape route where none existed previously, probably. So yeah, let's try slice and dice. So yeah, I think Ariana will get up and using the seats like just sort of hobble forward
No,
on her
I'll help
damaged leg.
you.
What?
I'll help you along. I'm not gonna let you hobble
No,
by
no, no.
yourself.
I got this. I didn't need your help before. I can do this. And she'll keep stubbornly hobbling forward, and then like pull out of her, her belt or whatever, like small something to connect in, and start slicing away at it. And as she does that, she's gonna stick out her tongue, as she's concentrating.
Nice.
So.
That was
Cool,
actually
let's see
the exact
slice and
same
dice.
expression I made to the stormtroopers.
Oh God, that's just. Yeah, no, that didn't work. This is complicated. They must have updated the protocols.
Oh, is that a failure?
Yeah,
Is it a delicious,
yeah, that's a
delicious
failure.
failure?
Oh yeah.
Aren't you so glad that you bought that new move? Because I am. All right. So on a miss, hold 1, but I introduce a serious complication when you spend it.
Ooh. A serious, not just a complication, but a serious complication. Yes.
Yeah, pretty serious
Ooh,
complication.
well, I guess I'm going to spend it. Unlock or seal shut an electronic door or hatch. So the door's going to pop open.
Mm-hmm.
So Ariana, while you're doing that, I think I say, pass me your lightsaber. I mean, we have to have a fake Jedi somewhere, right?
I think Ariana gives you this eyebrow look. It's my lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So you know how quickly the doors can open in Star Wars? Door slides open, and there are 3 stormtroopers with blasters who start firing immediately.
I think as soon as he does that, Ariana says, "As long as you give it back," and hands it to you.
Nice. You just hand over the thing, and the door opens up, and blaster fire comes firing out. I think I'm gonna give 1 wound to everybody at this point. So just take a wound, and then the door closes again.
What?
Yeah, so I think that Mora ignites the lightsaber through the door and starts cutting, out a square so that we can jump through.
Oh god, you see that bright orange light when you're just melting the metal, and you can hear the stormtroopers like, keep firing, keep firing.
Don't do a square. It might get stuck. They have edges. It might not pop out. Circle. No.
It's all kind of crooked and stuff, but yeah.
It's like awesome. We'll just say that it falls in.
I was thinking it might be kind of cool if Zuto could give it like a good shove.
Awesome.
And like batter the stormtroopers behind it.
Ooh, that sounds really cool. Let's see. So I think you are. I'm trying to see if there's a move we could work in to see if you take out a couple of guys, because I don't want to go to a whole nother countdown clock. Because I
think the way that this looked is, of course, Mora hasn't been trained in how to cut open doors with lightsabers, right? So I didn't do it at the right angle. So whenever I get done making this square, it just kind of sits there, and she kind of turns to the rest of them like, it's supposed to fall out, right?
Nice.
And I think that's whenever Zuko gets up to.
I love it. Remember your training, then roll with prowess.
Okay. Because I don't want to shoot. This is a very tight situation. That's a 9.
Awesome.
Could
someone
be
want to help you?
Yeah, I think Ariana.
I don't know. I think Ariana's pretty messed up.
So yeah,
you're
actually, the way that Mora helps Zuto with this is she sees him kind of step out to push through, and she steps right in front of where the hole will be and holds the lightsaber in front of her so it casts that eerie glow on her face whenever he punches it in.
That's awesome. Oh, I love that. Cool. You shove it in. We have the cool lightsaber thing, and yeah, it knocks one of the stormtroopers down. Another one gets thrown into the console. The last one bumps the captain, who's in his cool like brown Imperial uniform, but he's still trying to fly the ship. And they're done. Like the fight's out of them. You don't like, yeah, they surrender. It's that moment on Endor. Like, sorry, I know you guys are all teddy bears, but like, your rocks kill us. Okay, sorry.
And I think actually what you see is, the captain's sitting there trying to fly and it gets jostled a little bit. And then you see this lightsaber kind of come across their vision, like neck level kind of thing.
Oh,
to see what
that's
they
awesome.
do, right?
Sweet. He says, we surrender.
It jitters a little bit.
His eyes get wider. We surrender. He takes his hands off the controls. I have all the codes. If you kill me, you'll never get off of Tatooine.
So I think the lightsaber blade, I shut it off and I hand it back to Ariana. Just the console.
All right. Time for my favorite game, Bonds and Restraints. Boy, that's going to be a very sizable bounty. What's your name here? Corporal or Lieutenant, what was it now? Captain
Kethel.
Captain Kethel. I wonder if you're in our database. Well, all the better. Sorry about taking the lives of your men here. We've just found ourselves in a rather precarious situation.
It's quite all right. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement here that works well for you.
I love working with Imperials. They're always so polite, even though they have a dagger ready to stab you in the back. That's the way I like to operate as well.
I'm surprised to see you here. And Officer Breed says, well, I've decided to jump ship for a better opportunity. And she slides her arm around your shoulders, Nero.
Yeah, I think I want to like get into the driver's seat. So I like move over, Captain, and I just kind of like use my butt to sort of like knock him out of the way.
That's fine. He's not going to fight you on that. He gets up and he keeps his hands where people can see them. He does not want to get shot. You guys have taken out the stormtroopers. You've taken this Lambda shuttle, and you have the Captain Kethel, who I think is stuck in the NPCs in case you have problems remembering his name. It's Captain Varen Kethel. Does that sounds very Imperial, right? I'm pretty proud of that name. Captain Varen Kethel. He says, you're not going to get far. But if you and I can work something out, I assume you're binding him at this point, Zuto, I will make sure that you survive this foolish encounter of yours.
Well, that's how we kind of have to make it out here. One day at a time. What do you propose, Kethel?
I propose, and he will basically direct someone, like you can bring this up, and if you guys take a look, I am going to share screens. I have just bragging about this. This is from like an old Star Wars Insider magazine, so you can see the fold in the magazine if someone scans it in. Isn't that awesome? So here's where Tatooine is located. It is right near one of the, and I'll have to move over here. I apologize. It is right near the Corellian Run, which is a major trade route. Oh no, I got to get back where I was. Here we are. So here's Tatooine. It is right near the Corellian Run. Geonosis is here, which I think is hilarious because Tatooine's a sand place, and then Geonosis isn't Geonosis the water planet? Am I remembering? Yeah.
No, Geonosis, I think, is the desert place where all the insects lived, and they were making.
Oh, right. I had it mixed up with
You're
yeah.
thinking of the
You're
clone
right.
planet. Yeah.
So there's Geonosis and then Ryloth, and his suggestion is, he says, my recommendation, and now I have to change settings because there we are. My recommendation, Bounty Hunter, is that you head to Ryloth. There are black markets there, 2 Twi'leks here, and you can easily disappear.
I see. Now, pray tell, Kethel, why you're so interested in assisting me with my own survival.
Because it helps me with mine. I have no desire to end up like my troops, and if you are taking me as hostage, I would like to survive the encounter. There is a spaceport there, and I can make my way back to the fleet. We'll debrief, and if you treat me well, I will not have a very clear memory of any of you, especially not a crime lord like you, Mora.
Name drop. Do any of us have any sort of galactic knowledge or like
Sure. What do you want to potentially know?
well, I want to know if what he's proposing is a good idea, or
You could trust your feelings about the situation you're in and roll with instinct.
I'm very good at instincts. I got good instincts. Let me do that.
Just like Nero. Nero has great instincts.
Oh yeah.
That is another 9.
On a hit, you choose 1. And then on a 10, you could ask a follow-up question. So, do you have the rules in front of you? The basic rules?
Yeah. So a pointed question about your situation, I think, is what I'm looking for here. Is this a good course of action for me?
For you. Here's the deal. Kethel is working with Timo the Hutt. That much you know. It's probably not official business. That you can guess and tell from the way he's trying hard to help you and survive the encounter. So he's not lying that this is what he sees as the best way for you guys to survive and for him to get out of this and also get out from under the implications of his whatever deal he's got going with Timo the Hutt.
But is this the best for me?
Cool. So there is something else about how eagerly he wants you to hop 2 planets, which means that you'll be in space for quite a while. And as a bounty hunter, you know that there are transponders, and it's entirely possible that this shuttle has an Imperial transponder, which means that it can be tracked and logged and hunted down.
You know, Ryloth is a lovely planet this time of year, this time of space date. But you know, it's awful far away, and I'd rather our trip here be brief. I'd rather spend as little time around the stink of Imperials as I can. No offense. You know, I think we might make our way to another little dusty town. You know, these humans and Twi'leks, they don't like the arid climate, but it's actually rather nice on my skin. How about, I point to Nero, plot a course for Geonosis.
I don't know. I think the captain actually has a good point. I actually have a lot of friends and contacts over at, was it Ryloth?
Yeah. Ryloth is the home planet of the Twi'leks. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, definitely. I want to go to. Yeah, I think we should head for Ryloth. It's not that far away, and there's plenty of contacts that could help us from there.
Perhaps you are not aware, Nero, that this ship is likely filled to the gills with Imperial transponders, locator beacons, precious cargo, not to add. Do you really think you can pilot this thing to Ryloth before the Imperials triangulate on our location and blast ourselves and, unfortunately, Mr. Kethel to smithereens?
So maybe you guys can let me know, like, what's the deal with like hyperdrive stuff? Like, can this thing go into hyperspace and like get us there like in a jiffy, or is it?
Great question. So yes, there is a hyperdrive on the Lambda class shuttle, so you can engage into hyperdrive. You don't have to do sublight, which would take quite a while.
Okay.
What Zuto is saying though is 100% accurate. The transponder means that if this is reported stolen by any of the stormtroopers down there through the spaceport control, then immediately, maybe not star destroyers, but definitely Imperial ships will be sent out and trying to track down that beacon. So you need to find that transponder and disable it ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's nothing that my sister Ariata couldn't handle. Right, Ariata? You can shut down that transponder.
Yeah, I'm okay back here. I'm ready to go to work.
She's like bleeding out, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
She's so messed up.
This is why I prefer to work alone.
So I think that Mora turns to Zuto and says, "Help me up." And Zuto and Mora kind of head towards the back. I think as they pass Ariata, Mora kind of has a cold eye, and just walks past. And
I want my lightsaber back.
oh, I handed it back. But I think Mora then takes this opportunity to radio to her crew that were in orbit around Tatooine to tag along. And she tells Zuto, best be rid of the ship and the Imperial. This is so the people in the front can't hear. See if you can sell them as quickly as possible. Bounty them as quickly as possible.
Would you have any means of transferring ourselves from this ship to yours?
Certainly, once we land.
How about... Not a bad idea. What if, when we come out of hyperspace, we're confronted with 15 Imperial ships and TIE fighters ready to take action?
I don't know.
Interesting.
And I think that's a great point where Mora's going to kneel down and start trying to bind Ariata's, bleeding wounds.
Nice. I'm glad someone is.
So Zuto has survival gear. Would there be anything medical in there?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so. Healing yourself helps you survive, so sure. Also, on the ship, there are a few med kits. So everyone can repair one wound, or if someone wants to give up a med kit to help Ariata, then she can repair too.
Ariata.
Strain will go away, so I'm good with strain going away. Ariata has strain, so you're good.
Ariata, you're a good friend of mine. And it's been a pleasure working with you. And quite an experience working with your brother. I think he has a very interesting path ahead of him. But to be quite frank with you, I don't foresee myself working with him again in the near future. When the time comes, I'm going to say that I've done my duty and made sure we got your brother off of Tatooine. And if we get to Ryloth, make sure I see him on his way. I'd like to know, where would you go?
She's gonna like brush some blood off her cheek and say, "I'll go where my next assignment is." Why? You have something in mind?
Well, there's going to be a lot of heat on us after this mission. Thought it might be good to lie low for a little while.
We could do that. And I have an idea about the transponder thing, by the way. I think we could mod it so that the ship looks like another ship, or um, we might be able to rig this ship so that it goes through jump space with its transponder blazing while we go off on Mora's ship and distract them. And
We'll
that
have to
might give us more time on Rioth.
find a way to land back on Tatooine.
Oh, I wasn't saying necessarily going back on Tatooine. Where's Mora's ship? Isn't it in orbit or something?
Is there like I don't know if we have an orbital docking
Ah,
ability. Other than holding our breaths. Which would be pretty cool. I don't know. I have a jetpack. Could spend a little bit of time in the vacuum of space, I think, right? Jump through airlocks.
but in any case, sure. I think we can probably lie low together and plan what the next thing we could do. Because I'm sure we can come up with something that will help the rebel cause and be nice on the bank account also.
Well, I like the way you think.
So, I think we're nearing a good point for our mid-game bio break, but just to give me an idea of what's coming up next. Do you guys want to try to find Mora's ship? What are you doing about the transponder? Also, there was suggestion from Nero of going to Ryloth. So where do you guys imagine you're going next?
I'm fine if we go to Ryloth as long as we're able to, or believe that we disable the transponder. Could potentially rendezvous with us there. What do you guys want to do?
I
That
want
works for
to
me.
I want to get off this mocked for death ship. Whether that's in Ryloth or before, it makes my skin crawl. I can feel their eyes on me. Don't like it.
I'd also like to recoup some losses by selling this ship and maybe the captain.
It's certainly be a good part of your cut.
Okay. So
Christo?
you guys want to basically scrap and sell the ship, which is fine. You're not going to get what it's worth because it's all marked with the little imperial symbol, right? And so there are only certain black markets that will even put their hands on that.
Oh, I wanted to sell it to the rebels.
Oh yeah, well that's a really fucking great idea.
Nero,
Oh my god, this is where the shuttle came from.
Right, yeah.
Holy shit.
we've been doing a lot of plotting and planning behind your back. I'm very curious what's going on in your mind right now.
Wait, did we leave Bryn and Nero alone in the cockpit?
Oh, and the
Yeah.
captain. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're still going to Ryloth.
You're
And
plotting it a
I don't-
course and just it's done. You're a scoundrel, right? Why not go back home?
sure, I'll do that. But I mean, just so that you guys, I mean, I think I mean, because I do have all those contacts, if we did want to like sell the ship either whole to the rebellion or strip it down for parts and sell that, I'm sure Nero should be able to facilitate those kinds of transactions on Ryloth.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And
So I think it's
Ariata
all looking-
Ariata definitely can change the transponder. So that's, I mean, we can flip the transponder so it looks like a different switch, a different ship.
You're spinning that whole from
Yeah.
methodical for that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so it's a thing. Don't even have to roll. You
Mhm.
take care of the transponder. So this Imperial ship is not pinging back to home. And as we go to our mid-game break, at this point, unless someone intervenes, Nero has plotted in a course and sent you into hyperspace heading towards Ryloth. Cool? Awesome. Great. So let's take about 5 to 7 minutes and we'll pick back up with you guys with the cool seated like coming out of hyperspace. You see Ryloth beneath you, and then heading towards Rylothian spaceport. Awesome. See you guys in a few.
Okay.
Cool. Christo is back. I know Larry's had some camera issues, so it looks like everybody's back. Good. I would love to engage a move that's not even in this rule set, but I love from Uncharted World. The U of Urban Shadows and the U of Uncharted Worlds always screw me up. Because it's just fun, and I think it's a neat thing. So Cramped Quarters, and that is a move that's on the Basic Moves Nebula tab. I'm going to drop the text into our chat. Hopefully you guys can see it there. Can't see it in the Character Keeper. Cramped Quarters. When you've been trapped in cramped quarters with the same people for a significant amount of time, a leg of an interstellar journey, etc., choose the character trapped here with you and roll 2d6. On a 10 plus, describe how the two of you bonded over the past few days. And in this system, that means that you each will get a bond with the other. And this wouldn't necessarily be days. We'll say day. On a 7 to 9, reveal or discover the answer to their question about an aspect of yourself or your past. On a 6 minus, describe what caused the newest hurt feelings or bad blood between you. I love this move. I think it's super fun, and we're going to engage it. So we're going to make this thing happen. Choose another player character. We're just going to basically, there are 4 of you, so 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Sound good?
Okay.
Unless we wanted to then have another angle of someone who didn't choosing one of the NPCs, but then as Bren or the Imperial, you really want to bond with them? I don't know. Like, you could ask questions. It's totally up to you. You'll be stuck together for quite some time. So we'll start with Ariata. Who would you like to...
So it actually doesn't say it has to be a PC or an NPC, does it? It doesn't specify, so it could be either.
Doesn't.
Interesting.
It does not.
Okay. Let's see. Had the conversation with Zuto. I think this needs to be a more conversation. My temptation would be to go for my brother because I think the things that need to be worked out there. But I think more will be more interesting.
I agree.
So I think the two of us actually had some time together while we were recuperating Morris wounds.
Right.
So this conversation takes place like in the main bay area. There are those seats that are set up that you can kind of strap yourself in. You're probably just relaxing in one of those chairs as the ship is flying along in hyperspace.
Yeah, and these are just the most uncomfortable chairs. I mean, really, this is such a nice looking ship. It looks great. It's like typical Imperial, isn't it? Looks fantastic. Horrible on the comfort.
Do you ever just be quiet?
She thinks about that and realizes that answering that question is going to be making a noise, so therefore she's not going to be quiet. So she's thinking how she's supposed to respond to this, and then she closes her mouth and nods.
Did you roll?
Do we both roll?
Great question. I think you initiated it, so let's have you roll.
Because I've been the lucky roller, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do I roll with anything?
It's just a roll. Just roll 2d6. It's very up to chance how well this goes.
It's a 5.
Awesome. So on a 6, describe what caused the newest hurt feelings or bad blood between you. I'm not going to take away a bond. I just want to know, like, narratively. You muted.
You're on mute.
I think Ariado is offended by that comment, actually. And so she's just sort of, oh, so you think I talk too much? Oh, okay. Then I guess I just won't talk with you much at all.
Do I roll as well, Rich?
If you want to, yeah.
Okay, good. Because I already did. Comment came from.
Oh, that's where the comment came from? You also failed?
Yeah, I rolled like a 3. Yeah. So it's like, okay, yeah. So we're just sitting there glaring at each other in the back.
Oh, it's delightful.
Are we going to do like this family thing where it's going to be like I tell my brother, I say, Nero, could you tell Mora to, do this?
Exactly that. Like that's the way it always has to
And
be.
Nero, could you tell Ariana that I don't take orders from her?
Zudo, who do you want to try to bond with and cramp with the cramp quarters move?
So, Larry, I'll give you a couple options. Nero and Zuto can bond together, which is interesting. Or we can bond with the NPCs. What would you rather do?
I was thinking about trying to bond with Bryn, just because I feel like that relationship is sort of a little bit up in the air right now, and now that
Even know her
we're,
last name.
I don't even know her last name. Yeah, so I think that's the direction I'm going in. How does that sound?
Yeah, I could see that. For sure. So I guess I will bond with Captain Keffel.
Nice. You can even regale him with one of the stories of one of your hunts for NXP.
I heard he made the Keffel run in under 10 parts.
Oh, I didn't even see that coming.
Okay, I will roll. I think I got an 11.
Oh my. On a 10 plus, describe how the two of you have bonded over the past few days.
Can you maybe come back to me on that one?
I was like, why are you rolling for him? Because you're going to end up liking him. This is great.
This could be really disturbing.
I don't know. It kind of fits with Zudo. He does have, he's not a terrible person. He will hunt people down and then talk to them about it. So
yeah,
I love it.
It's just the job. I'm just doing my job.
All right, so we'll come back to you. Nero, you're trying to bond a little bit with Overseer Bryn.
Yes, I am. If someone could do the roll for me,
Come on,
see
sis.
how this goes. Yeah.
Do it, sis. Let's see how it goes. You're such a good roller. It's a 7. Nice. So on a 7, reveal or discover. You can ask her a question and she will answer it.
I can ask her a question.
Yeah.
I guess I want to know if, I mean, so, I know that, you're like dissatisfied with the, you're in this dead end job and like you want like more excitement. And I feel like I can offer that to you, like I've got this whole, business of, we provide bodyguard services, like, looking for valuable things all throughout the galaxy. I mean, joining my crew. So that's the question.
Oh,
how does she feel about joining my crew?
How does she feel about joining the crew? Nice. Oh, she says, I would be interested in that. The job that I had was. Oh, okay. Sorry, Sev. Someone at the door. So she thinks about it for a moment. Be right back.
Sure.
So I've been thinking since we started to take the shuttle last session, I was like, ooh, this could be how the rebellion gets that shuttle. So I don't want to telegraph too much, but I think that's cool.
So that means
I don't remember what times.
That means we have to fix the hole in the door.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I don't remember what time era we were. Are we between the second and third movies? Or 5 and 6?
Hello, back, delivery guy. Okay. There's a question about the timeline. It's Edge of the Empire, so I'm imagining it's like 2 and 3 around that
Okay.
timeline.
Okay.
Which is why I got so excited that you guys stole a Lambda class shuttle that you're going to sell to the rebellion. Anyway,
That's what we were talking about.
that's so cool. Perfect.
Rogue Zero.
So you'd asked her to join your crew. She says, "I think that will be interesting." Is this the crew, or do you have another crew?
Oh no, this is not the crew.
Good. This did not seem like much of a crew, although I find your sister is lovely. But I don't imagine that Mora would actually work for you. Yes.
Yeah, more as a source of jobs, but yeah, I wouldn't. She would not be part of. I would not be running with her for sure, or Zuto for that matter. Sorry.
Understood. Well, I am interested in continuing to work with you. Oh, and I heard them making jokes about not even knowing my first name. It's Milani.
Oh, Milani's your first name and Bryn's the last name?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just
Well, it's
adjusted.
one of those
Yeah.
one of those interchangeable names, you know.
Yep. She's Overseer Bryn. You know, it's not like Overseer Fred. It's Overseer.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, her name's Milani Bryn, the former Overseer. Cool. So yeah, there are no bonds for NPCs, but you guys have gained a little bit of a bond. She's totally going to make out with you in the cockpit. So
Nice.
Gotta fix that door, bro.
Right, you can walk in. We can have like an awkward moment, like.
yeah, moving the beaded curtain. You guys were making jokes about having cut a hole in it, so there's no privacy whatsoever. You can stun the captain and stick. No, wait, he's busy talking to Zuto. Okay, cool.
I think I figured out what we can bond over.
Yes.
So we're just kind of sitting. Everybody else is off to their own devices. And it's my turn to keep a watch on the prisoner. You know, I envy you, Kethel. It's been a long time since I've held the title of captain. I've been sort of a free agent lately.
It is nice having your own ship.
Yes. And when you tell someone to do something, they just do it.
Yes. Well, that's also a force of personality. And the company that you keep. I don't imagine that Mora is ever going to take orders from you, Zuto.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Tell me, where are you from, Kethel? I'm curious.
I am from Corellia, actually, from our greatest planet in the galaxy. It's only a few days away from here if you take the Corellian way. Why do you ask?
I always wonder how someone moves up the ranks in the Empire. Did you have your stint as a stormtrooper yourself, or?
No, of course not. No, I attended the Imperial Academy and graduated with high marks. He's totally lying about graduating with high marks.
Yeah,
He adds that in, and you can tell.
certainly paid off for you. So, how much actual battlefield experience would you say you have?
I've studied battle extensively, especially the Clone Wars.
Certainly, yes, those were quite an engagement. But how much hands-on experience have you had?
Well, I have been fortunate enough to avoid any major altercations. Now, as far as commanding troops in battle, I have 46 successful simulations.
Hmm. Talking to you has put me in a good mood, Kethel. I think if I ever decided to get put back on my dress blues, so to speak, and retake my title, I'd probably end up doing a lot better than you.
Ooh, harsh, harsh. He pauses like, that didn't sound like a compliment, and then just lets it go because you have a gun.
That dress blues line was sort of that was tongue
Put
in
on
cheek.
military garb, yeah. Awesome.
They don't come in my size.
They are made for humans. Sorry. You have the neck thing. Let it out a bit, but it's just obtusely shaped. I'm sorry. You can put on the cape. That's it. And maybe the little bars, the red and blue bars, but otherwise, no Imperial Officer of Hume. The Lambda-class shuttle comes out of hyperspace. Beneath you is the lovely desert world of Ryloth. Ryloth is more, if possible, more inhospitable than Tatooine. The majority of Twi'leks who live on Ryloth live underground. They have some, like they'll have spaceports. There will be cantinas and the like things above ground, but the majority of their life will be spent underground, where the temperature is much more controlled, where they have access to water, and where the frequency of gigantic monsters is less, because it's really dangerous. Life on Ryloth is never easy. That's why the Twi'leks are so amazing, because they're very hardy and ingenious and really damn stubborn. So you guys will come in just a second. I need to grab the name of the place where you guys, when you come in, you will land. Sorry. Nabat. Large portions of Nabat exist underground in order to protect its inhabitants from the harsh environment and wandering predatory lilacs. The upper levels of Nabat are exposed to the elements, and they consist of several landing pads, slum dwellings, and a cantina. So we will start off with the group landing a Lambda-class shuttle, and that is terrifying for the people of Nabat, because it did not seem like it was going to be an Imperial-class shuttle until it came into visual range, because you've changed your transponder. So they granted you access. And the space control, there's the space control is imagine where you left had 2 landing bays and they actually had a space control. Here they have a guy who basically, oh, there's someone coming in. Here, let me grant you in and see who's coming in. So if need be, I'll send a runner to them. That's what you had. And they saw it was not an Imperial shuttle, and now it is Imperial shuttle. So when you land, there's no one there. There's no one at the landing bay. It's a little self-service action, you would imagine. And Kethel says, well, seems that my time here is at an end. Zuto, Mora, I hope that you fetch a fair price for this shuttle. I will find my own way back home.
We probably exchange some meaningful glances. Mora, are you still interested in taking in this bounty, or?
So I have this image of what happens is that the captain kind of heads out the back of the shuttle, and Mora pulls out her blaster like this, and Zuto reaches over and kind of does that. So
let him get a little bit of hands-on experience there, Mora. He might become a good captain just yet.
Cool. So you guys let him go? Captain Kethel gets to escape? You guys don't even know the story he's going to tell about how amazing this escape is.
Right. I think Ariada's looking at her brother and saying, I've got a bad feeling about this.
You stole my line. I do have a bad feeling about this. I mean, and Kethel from immediately ratting us out, our location to the Imperials. Like, this seems like a very imprudent action. Like, we should hang on to him for at least until we're able to like get a new ship and sell off this Imperial vessel. No?
Well, Nero, I think we already have enough heat on us already. I'd hate to earn additional Imperial ire for killing one of their lieutenants.
No, not killing him necessarily, but just hanging on to him for a little while longer.
Hmm. I don't know how I feel about that. How about you lot? I don't think we have to worry about that anyway. I think we're going to have a very brief amount of time we spend here anyway. I think it's prudent for us to get out of here as quickly as we can. Having less weight to have to drag around might help us expedite our, dissemination.
Well, perhaps can we hold off until we at least sell off the Imperial ship? Right, because that might take some doing. I've got to call my contacts, and I mean, unless you guys want to handle it, but I think I'm probably in the best position to do that.
I'm a very generous sort, Nero. I don't know if you know that about me. I'm kind of like rub my blaster wound from getting shot in that shuttle. I think I'm ready to strike this one out as a pro bono favor for your sister. If you'd like to make some coin off this ship, hey, take the keys. I take my cut.
Wow. Nero, if you want to, and I know you need to have someone roll for you, but it sounds like you were angling towards friends in low places.
Yeah, I think friends and so I mean, do we want to sell this to the rebellion? That's the basic idea, and I'm fine with that as long as it can fetch a decent price. I might have an issue if I think I can sell it off. Like what? Like maybe I'll ask you, Rick, like I mean, what do you think Nero would be like in terms of like stripping it down and selling it for parts versus selling it to the rebellion? Like
You could check in. You're a scoundrel. Maybe you could figure out what kind of price you could get for the shuttle, and that might help you with your determination.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. So yeah, then I guess I'll do the friends in low places. Call up one of my old buddies and find out like if we strip this thing down and sell it for parts, how much I can get.
Awesome. Will someone roll for Nero? You are rolling with focus.
I hope you've got a plus on focus because I rolled a 6.
You have a +1 on focus.
Yeah.
So that is a 7. On a 7 to 9 with friends in low places. On a hit, your friends are well positioned to help you out with something. There is a black market here on crap, I forgot the name again. Nabat. On Nabat. I'm gonna put that in here. Nabat. That way we have access to it. So there is a black market here on Nabat. You could make a sale. However, their help will cost you. So once you notify them that the shuttle you came in on, you're looking to move it, the profit that you're going to get from them is pretty small. Like you can outfit your ship and get transport off to get back to your ship and your crew. But that's after splitting everything 4 ways. So it's not terribly profitable. Selling it to the rebellion whole might be a better profit for you. But now they know you have the Imperial shuttle that you're looking to move. So there's that.
I'm sure that won't come back and bite us on the butt. Okay. Well then, yeah, then I'm agreeable to selling it off to the rebellion. We don't have those kinds of contacts. That's probably more a matter for my sister.
So is that the cue for Ariada to start going out and finding her contacts?
That was my idea.
And I think this one Moore is going to pay a lot of attention to because she wants to make sure they get the best price possible.
Yeah, she's smart that way. Awesome. I think you're trying to snoop around then. When you look around for clues, set out in search of information or specific goods, roll with guile.
Okay. Well, gee, and guile is... got a 1 in guile. That can't go wrong.
Statistically speaking, you will do fine.
Right, sure. I should pass sometime. No.
Cursed.
Yeah, this is... that's
so, you know this game is not XP on a fail.
I know. That's why it's happening.
Mora is watching you over, but I don't think that you guys have a bond because you didn't get along well on the trip.
So what you're doing here is snooping around.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if this is helpful, Rich.
Yeah.
I think Zuto is saying he's like washed his hands of this ordeal, but he's also still keeping an eye out on these 4 because he thinks that they're still drawing some attention. So he says he's going off to a cafe or something like that. But I think I've been kind of watching their backs incognito, so to speak. So if I'm watching their back, would that help them avoid a serious complication, or would they need more active help?
I think that works just fine for me if you're willing to spend that bond to push it up. That narratively covers it pretty well.
Cool.
So we pick up with you guys entering a cantina because, we got to have symmetry. Walk into the cantina. There is a small band of Besh that are playing on synthesized wind instruments, this kind of bouncy jazz. There are some human males who are dancing. We're like flipping the script. And Twilix think it's hilarious to have a couple of guys that dance.
Exotic dancers.
They're exotic dancers. They actually are dressed very similar to how Nero's dressed, with like the little chain thing. They're wearing like the Tarzan briefs, some kind of synth leather. They're oiled up. They look good. They really work it. And the Twiliks are all hang out. There are also other races. Majority Twilik, but there are a number of other races who are here. Aqualish. There's an Ithorian who's behind the bar because Ithorians are amazing. And you were able to make contact. This is you going to meet your contact, Ariana. And your contact is a Twilik by the name of Buraban. And I'll put that name in the NPCs in places. It is B apostrophe because it's a Twilik. URA B apostrophe because it's a Twilik. AN. Buraban, who the last time that you saw him, he was, he's about your age, maybe a couple cycles older. But when you come back to meet him here, he's by himself, and you see that one of his laku has been removed.
Ooh.
And it looks like the wound is jagged.
Okay. Other than that, how does he look? Does it look like a recent wound?
It looks like it's been a while. It's enough to where it's scarred pretty heavily. But there is still some like binding around there. It's more like it's at least 6 months old. It's a thing that probably causes him a great deal of pain. You've worked with Buraban before. How did things come out? Were they relatively successful, or do you guys have problems?
We had our ups and downs. Some missions went well, some didn't. Ariada will never admit this to Mora, but she probably talked a little too much, and so things got, things might have, something might have leaked about one of their missions or when they were working together. But Mora's never going to find out about that. So I picture her like buying some drinks and coming up to the table and putting them down, and saying, "Thank you so much for meeting me on such short notice. I know it's awkward, and this might not be the best place, but we're kind of pressed for time."
This is not the best place. He looks at you, and he'll recognize Nero. I don't think that he's ever worked with Nero, but he'd know your brother. Who
Right.
is with you? We need to go somewhere else to meet. This more private.
So who else is with me? Is it just Nero?
Mora's with you as well. I think
Okay.
Mora steps forward, leans forward and says, "This product cost us a great deal," and kind of gestures to the wounds on Ariata that have been bound, and on myself and Nero. And we say, "This was very difficult, but Ariata did a very good job procuring this item for us."
Ooh, take a bond.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. He
So-
nods. He doesn't look surprised. He just nods like, "Oh, good, good. I'm sorry for your injuries, but this was well worth your effort and will be very beneficial for the parties I represent."
Exactly. And I think what we're getting at is we invested a lot into this. We had a lot of operating expenses that will need to be covered.
I understand. If you will follow me, I need to take you to a more secure location so we can discuss this matter away from prying ears. He kind of glances over the Athorian and the Aqualish.
Okay, and so does Ariana pick up anything that, I mean, we know her instinct is fantastic, right? Does she
Yes, she's
feel
got
that?
great instincts.
So she's trying to gauge him to make sure that this is on the up and up and there's not a trap here or anything like that.
Does not feel like there's a trap. It does feel like there's more he wants to talk about than just, "I'm going to buy this shuttle from you."
Okay. Okay, so Ariada nods and says, "Okay, well, let's go."
Awesome. So that means, is Nero along, by the way, or is Nero?
With Bryn?
Yeah. I think Nero is going to come along with Bryn, but I think we've given Bryn like a new set of clothes.
Nice.
Like she can't be walking around in an Imperial uniform, obviously. So
Totally makes sense. Yeah, she's dressed in more desert wear than Imperial gear. She'll pull
perfect.
it off relatively well. I like it. Awesome. But Zudo, I think you've just landed a new place. Sounds like they're taking care of stuff. Do you think that maybe you're checking in with the guild's database for information just to see if there's anything worth?
Might as well make use of that move.
Might as well use the move. That's what you do.
And that is with prowess.
It is indeed.
Oh, it's not enough, though. I've triggered a failsafe.
Oh, that's delightful. I'm so sad for you. I mean, happy. Wait, no. It's not XP on a fail. So you trigger a fail. Say, here is what you find out. There is, there's a bounty out on a rebel operative who is here. It's an Imperial bounty. Is a Twi'lek. Her name is Nin, Nyn, and she is, well, she's not unlike Ariada in many ways. She's very brash, and she is wanted for several terrorist acts against the Imperials in the core world.
So that's my only lead. And then it triggers a failsafe and it's deleted, huh?
Yeah.
Do I get the impression that the Rebel Alliance set up that failsafe or someone else?
You want to... I don't know. I don't want to bounce a move off of a move. You get a feeling that the rebellion is aware of your ping.
Well, how many enemies do I want to make today for a paycheck?
That's an awesome statement.
I think I'm still waiting in the wings a little bit to see if they pull off this transaction safely. So
cool. Now, when they start to go, Buraban is going to lead them out and then to a small, like a domed building that is a set of stairs that lead down into the catacombs and the underground. Are you going to follow underground? It's not secured. It's just you go out of the cantina, you go into like an outhouse sized thing, and you go down steps into a piece of the underground.
So I think that you see them sort of walking down those stairs and then sitting out front of the cantina at a table, like Zuto pulls down like the Holofax or whatever, like the newspaper would be. I have a move called Moth to the Flame that I rolled at the beginning of this session.
You do? Yeah.
And I have 2 holds reserved for it. So basically...
you can just appear whenever you want.
Yeah. Where
awesome.
violence has or is about to break out. So we'll see
Sweet.
that then.
Cool. So you're hanging back for a little bit and doing your guild business. Buraban leads the other 3 of you, as well as Bryn, from the surface to deeper underground. And you end up coming to a district of the city where the individual residences are like dug out into cavern walls. And there are a bunch of narrow corridors packed with all kinds of beings going out of the business. So you thought that the cantina had some folks, right? This place is way more busy. The Nabat is actually a really populous establishment between a village and a city. It's like town size, right? So the corridors are packed with various beings going about their business. There are hundreds of Twi'leks who move the walkways and the passages, but they're not the only citizens. There are Aqualishes who are shouldering past, and you even see a Wookiee, and there are droids that scurry between shops and tunnelways. And quite a few human traders down here are hawking their wares from stalls that are set within niches to the sides of the walls. So Buraban leads you guys into a place you smell like the heady smell of this spicy bread. It's as if it's like a bakery of some kind. He leads you inside and through a beaded curtain to a room. I'm imagining that this is like a dugout type room, so it's almost like imagine a dirt igloo style, so it's rounded, and there's a table here, and he gestures, have a seat, and he goes over, and there's a decanter, some blue milk, because Star Wars, and he pours some for you guys, unless you want something harder.
I think I'll stick with the blue milk.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I've sort of missed the blue milk of home.
Cool. And so he pours the blue milk for the 2 of you, and he looks to you. Oh, and Bryn will play along. She's like, sure, blue milk, why not? I love it. And that's a lot.
I think Mora stands guard at the door, doesn't sit, and doesn't take any milk, acting kind of like a bodyguard.
Oh man, nice, nice. So he has a scene. Now we may speak a bit more openly. I understand that you wish to sell this shuttle to the rebellion. There are some interested parties who can afford a very healthy price, but you will need to transport the ship off of Ryloth to their base. That will be rather difficult, but again, quite profitable for you. And I understand that you said that that is what's important to you.
How profitable? Because again, operating expenses. We may need to buy something special for this mission.
Of course.
Got a lot of people that I pulled in for this.
I have a team that can refuel and repair your ship in short order. The quicker you're able to make delivery, the more profitable it will be. And then he pulls out a data pad and he slides to the other side. What they're offering is basically the sale price if you were to buy this thing used. So it's like 75% of value. It is a ton of money. Is a bunch of money, even split 4 ways. It's not enough to buy your own ship, but you could pay off any debts. You could book passage on ships for many cycles.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 70,000 credits, and I'll swag a number out there for you.
Sure. So
Mora kind of looks over at the paperwork and snorts and says, "That's nothing. Can't you do better?"
Ooh, nice. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Do we have a move for that? Because I super love that. I think you're trying to coax him into giving more money, right?
Okay.
So roll with guile.
Or not necessarily money, but maybe tossing something else into the pot, like other equipment or something like that. But yeah.
Ooh, nice. Okay, cool. Awesome.
I mean, and intentionally, this was me just talking about my wealth or something like that, just to put him off.
Oh, sweet. So take
Whatever
an XP for that.
Yeah. And I will roll. Coax someone. Oh, that is a 13.
What? Oh my gosh. The guy's...
Yeah.
He retreats back. He must know who you are, right?
Yeah.
And that statement,
Oh, yeah.
it has weight. He says, this is the most credits we can offer. However, you would be a friend to the rebellion. I'm aware that, Mora, that some of your holdings are in danger of being seized by some of your enemies. What if we came to a partnership? There are some squads of rebels that we could redeploy to help protect your assets. And we could forge some kind of partnership. Perhaps is a bit aggressive. But
That
still.
sounds mutually beneficial. Very interesting. That sounds good.
He relaxes like, oh, thank God, I didn't blow this. Good. He says, well, if you are amenable, then I'll get my team working on refueling and any repairs to your shuttle. Again, no one has ever worked on a Lambda class, but the CNR Systems has a great deal of documentation that we have procured. So I feel confident that we will be able to, and he pauses for a second. There's like a little light that flicks on his data pad and he pulls it up. I'm sorry. There's a bounty hunter here looking for Nin. So Nero, you and Nin have hooked up.
Oh boy.
How did it end?
So Nin is the person that Zuto is possibly going to try to capture for bounty.
That is the person he looked up, and just so you have a picture, this is what Nin looks like.
Ah, all right. Um, sorry, so the question is like, oh, what sort of past relationship I had with Nin, or how
Yeah.
did it?
I'm thinking you being the Casanova scoundrel. The two of you have hooked up in the past. How did that
Yeah,
end?
that sounds about right. Like maybe she's been sort of like a temporary member in my crew in the past. Maybe she's labeled as a terrorist. I
By
mean,
the
she maybe
Imperials.
by the Imperials, right? So, um, but I think maybe she is perhaps a little bit more politically minded than I am. I'm, just very much mercenary. But maybe she has some more political aspirations. Maybe a little bit like my sister. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, we do have maybe some romantic, but it's that's on pause.
And I think Arietta looks at you when the name comes up, and and she makes a gesture. The two of you, and then slap in the face. Implying
Well, this,
what didn't you get together with her, and then you had your usual falling out where you get slapped.
uh, yeah, you could say that. It, I, I'm in high demand, so it's things happen.
So I think this
Feelings get
banter's
hurt.
going on. I have no idea who this Nin is. I don't know what they're talking about. But I lean forward and I tell our contact, it's very important that we get this done quickly. You need to know that there is an Imperial captain who is wandering your city now. So if the sooner we can leave, the better.
Very well. An Imperial captain. Thank you for the
Keep an eye on him.
information. That is very important. Okay.
If he hasn't already contacted the authorities, he will soon.
Good. I'm glad that a lot of you came down here to discuss this. And he will pull out his little lipstick case, comm link, and he calls out to a few of his guys to start refueling the Lambda class shuttle.
I,
So, sorry.
I think we might potentially need uniforms also, Imperial uniforms if you have any in our size.
He pauses and says, Ariata, there
Just in
are no
case.
Twi'lek Imperials. I'm sorry. You could try to fit your Leku into a stormtrooper's helmet.
So we probably have access to a few things like back on the shuttle itself. I could, and Mora says, I could probably pass for an Imperial if need be, and there are handcuffs for the Twi'leks.
Bora says, the old Chewie routine.
So can you tell us where we're delivering this to?
Oh, of course. You are delivering this to. Now, this is where Rich needs to make sure he researches the right. Hold on just a second. Cool. You're delivering it to Naboo.
Okay. Naboo will be much more pleasant than the last few stops we've been to. I hope. So I think we need to leave right away, Mora says to Ariata.
Ariata's fine with that. It's just, yes, I think the sooner the better. Although I would like to spend more time here. It is my home world.
That you totally dissed.
Yes. Some people don't get to get back to their home world very often, but I understand this is very important. This is very important for the rebel cause, and the sooner the better. We don't want them to change the protocols or anything. So let's go. When will the ship be ready?
Over the comm link, he asks his team, and Burra Burrow Boy will report. Should be ready within the hour.
Great. Probably have just enough time for a sand bath before we leave my homeworld.
Nice. So Pseudo, do you ever go underground, or do you just kind of mill around up top in the kind of more touristy section?
What would it take for us to cut to Zuto, like, um, looking down a scope at Nin?
It would take you saying that's the thing you want to do. That sounds
Okay,
amazing.
let's just do that.
Awesome. So you are above ground. You found out that she has she generally works out of an old lilac den,
Mm.
and she has a little bit of an operation set up there. You know, they don't use the spaceport that would generally take land speeders to and fro, and she's got a small band of people that she's working with. Yeah, you have her in your scope. I imagine that means you're pretty far away. How did you transport here? Did you take a land speeder? Do you have a speeder bike?
Speeder bike, yes.
Nice.
It's a rental.
Nice. So you've rented a speeder bike. You've got her in your sights. And you hear from overhead the sound of a freighter class ship coming out of basically through the atmosphere. And hold on just a sec. Awesome. Okay, sorry about that. Freighter class ship coming through atmosphere and heading not far from you towards a landing. It is a YT freighter. The YT is the model like the Millennium Falcon. This is not the Millennium Falcon. This one's like lots of rust-colored orange. What the fuck is orange? Rust-colored orange paint on the thing. And you, Zudo, being the sharp fellow that you are, you recognize it. It is the Crate Fang. And Crate Fang, which is piloted by Trex, the Transition bounty hunter. And he is coming into a landing. What do you do?
Competition.
Well, but wait, wasn't Great Fang just on the planet we left?
Why, yes, it was just on the planet you left at Mons Shuuta on Tatooine, maybe an hour ago.
I wonder if he's here for me or for Nin. Can
Sorry.
I was gonna say, can I check the guild to see if I have a bounty on myself?
You don't even have to roll. Yes, you do.
Whose bounty is bigger, mine or Nin's?
Yours. It's not an Imperial bounty. Not yet. There's a bounty on all four of you, wanted alive. And that's why it's so expensive.
Hmm.
Is it an equal amount on each of us, or are some of us worth more than others?
Well, let's not play favorites now. Ariana.
Morris was worth the most.
Oh, that's almost a little disappointing. Haven't they heard of the Great Shuuta?
If only you told more stories about your hunts.
I don't like to brag.
Can I interject just quick? I thought maybe I might show up at Nin's place because I heard that there was a bounty on her and there like someone had pinged.
Oh god, that's awesome. So you're watching Nin, you see Crate Thing, and then a land speeder comes up. Do you have Bryn with you, by the way?
Oh boy, right. That could be awkward. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't have an active thing with Nin, but we still have that past history. So I just want to like warn her that somebody has pinged her and that she could be in danger. But yeah, I'm bringing Bryn as well.
Awesome. So you get out of the land speeder, a dusky brown land speeder, and Nin sees you and she comes running up and she throws her arms around you and gives you a nice, big, warm, friendly hug, and then pulls back in that, are we going to kiss kind of, the two of you are just slightly back, and she could lean in for a kiss, and she looks over at Bryn. Who's your friend?
This is Bryn. She's the newest addition to my crew. Bryn, this is Nin. Hey, look, your names rhyme.
Bryn looks.
This is just asking for you to accidentally call one by the wrong name.
Bryn does not look terribly happy at how attractive Nin is. Or the relationship the two of you have. But Nin seems, well, oh, yeah, sure, it's human, whatever. And as she looks, she says, oh, it is so good to see you. And she'll keep her arm around you and start guiding you in. You should see what I have here. And we'll have to pack up, but that's okay. Because as you know, we keep things mobile. So your sister is she well? Is Ariata well?
Yeah, no, she's doing fine. She's actually here on Ryloth with me.
Oh, nice. That's great. That is really good. I didn't know the two of you were traveling together anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long story. And actually, I don't think this is the time to get into it. I've come here actually on urgent business related to you. I have information that there's a bounty on you and that there may be a bounty hunter actively looking to collect that.
She heads back to the small set of crates where she has a data pad set up, and she takes a look and, oh, you're right. I should pay more attention to these things. I was so caught up in my work. Cut back to Zudo. So yeah, you've just seen Nero there. You're looking at his bounty alongside yours.
So, Zuto is having a little thinking out loud moment, I think. All right, Zuto. You came here to diversify your enemies and your paychecks. Sometimes it's good to have enemies on opposite sides because they tend to get distracted by each other instead of pincering you. I could certainly turn this situation to my advantage. 2 bounties, Nero and that troublesome Nero and this Nin character. Sorry, but your allegiance has cost you some attention. And when my competition arrives here to take his due, I can always ambush him, and then I have a ship to go along with it. But Ariata, she would not be very pleased if I sold out her brother and her ally in one fell swoop. Dilemma. Do I need to make a decision? Or?
No, it was good. I just want to let you feel that out. Okay. Fun. I watch poor Zudo mull over bounties versus bros versus hoes, or bounties versus friends, or however that phrase would work out. We cut back to Nabat, where both Ariata and Mora, you're seeing to the ship is now fueled. It is ready to go. They've hastily patched a couple of the blaster bolts, like where, just a little bit of work there. And Buravan is handing you a data pad, Ariata. This is the information that we have on Naboo. And I've also placed in look at the manual for the Lambda class shuttle.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. So do I owe you anything else? Or shall we just start the pre-flight checklists?
You should go.
Okay. And she's happy because she managed to get her sand bath in, although it wasn't as luxurious as she wanted it. But so she's gonna go. Okay. Maura, you need anything else before we go?
And Mora just walks up the ramp. Let's go.
I'll take that as a no. And so that's it. Thank you, and hopefully it won't be too long before we're back again under better circumstances. Take care.
He offers you a handshake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
then Boroban will head on. They have not really replaced the door to spec, so that is something that will look weird. But there's a door that's been jimmied in. It's manual, like you gotta slide it open. But they have actually welded it to the point where if for whatever reason it was open to the vacuum of space, that this would stand up for a brief period of time before vacuum would be bad. Yeah, the shuttle is ready to go.
Okay, I guess we start the pre-launch sequence. Make sure everything's set up. Because even if I'm not going to be piloting it, I can't. Well, I didn't take pilot, but let's assume. I guess I can. Since I'm an operator, I would assume I could fly smaller ships.
It's Star Wars. I imagine everybody can kind of sort of fly.
Yeah, yeah. But get it ready for launch and like. So my brother knew when we were planning on getting out of here, didn't he? So that's running through our head. Do we call out? Do we not? I guess we need to call out. Mara, do you want to call out to the others and see if they're gonna make it?
I think it's time to go. I mean, Nero knew what time we were leaving. I'm sure he's busy with Bryn, and Zuto said that he was done.
Well, let's see. My pre-flight sequence will take what, 10-15 minutes probably?
Sure.
Check it all out, get myself accustomed with it. So I quickly send, a message to Zuto and
Right in my moment.
to Zuto and Nero.
Oh, did he drop?
Yeah, we just maybe tech issues. So let's have you reach out and speak to Zuto. So Zuto, you're monologuing when you receive a call from Ariana.
What's my ringtone? I have to know. Fair enough. Okay. Oh, Zuto, I'm glad you picked up. We're leaving in 15 minutes. Mora really wants to get out here, and she's probably right because, they are kind of after us. So, and that captain is walking around somewhere, probably spilling his beans. So, can you get back here in 15 minutes, or are you leaving us?
Ariata, can you?
We can't wait. Mora. She's got in her head we have to go. And she's actually right in this time. I think the sooner we get out, the better, right? This is sort of an expiring commodity. If we don't get it back to the rebels in time, there's more and more chance that it'll just be useless.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
And the sooner we get it back, the higher the price we get. Remember, if you don't come with us, there's going to be time delays and percentage are going to be lost in the transfers and stuff like that. You know how banking works.
Yes.
Oh, come on. You want to. It'll be fun.
Ariata, listen. Your brother is in more trouble.
What?
The Great Fang. The Great Fang has arrived. He's looking to collect on your brother and his ex-girlfriend, Nin.
On my brother and Nin together? He just got here. How did he? Okay. So are you coming? Look, you've got 15 minutes. If you're going to make it, be here in 15 minutes.
I'll leave with you, Ariata. But your brother would be left behind to deal with the Fang by himself.
Well, wait, what do you mean? Are you you're near my brother now? But he's not picking up. He's not responding.
Well, he's a little occupied.
So the Crate Fang has dropped, as you're watching and having this conversation, the Crate Fang has dropped its landing gear, and the ramps come out, and 3 swoops have come out, and there are the members of Trex's bounty hunting gang. He must have rounded up. There are a lot of lowlifes that hang around with Shuuta, hoping to go off on bounties.
Ariana, I feel as if we continue to try to protect your brother, it's going to be a never-ending cycle. We'll always be catching his back and helping him out. I can step in now and help him, but maybe it's time to cut the cord.
I hear what you're saying, but I think we need him now.
Ariana, as you're having this conversation with Zudo, 3 TIE fighters come screaming out of atmosphere and are heading towards Nabat.
Oh, damn, we're farkled. Where are you? I mean, theoretically, we could take off and land someplace else and pick them up,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Where are you? We'll come get you. The TIE fighters are here.
I'll send you my coordinates. But that's just more time for the heat to gather. Maybe we should rendezvous at a less hot LZ.
Wherever you want to, just, and if you can, bring my brother. He can handle things on his own usually, as long as I'm not there. And yeah, just send me the coordinates. I'll be there. And it's like, Ariada out. And she flips the comm and she's like speeding up the pre-flight checklist. More, we've got to go.
Finally.
Transmit the coordinates, shake my head, and then pull out my. I'm guessing I've somehow acquired a rifle at some point.
Absolutely,
more long distance
rifle. It was on the ship. It's an Imperial, it's an Imperial long rifle.
Sweet. So I'm getting an eyeball on the Great Fangs landing.
You have you have the backup repeating blaster. That just looks amazing. We're minutes from ending. I'm gonna move to just a little bit of storyteller mode, because if we went into a full combat, you guys know that we'd be going super over. So, Zudo, who reaches out to Nero to let him know that the Dwangs hit the fan?
I think the Crate Fang just settles down. I think that's
yeah. I mean, they start heading towards where Nin is. So you see some swoops, Nero, headed your way. What's Nero do? Try to make his way to the land speeder? Do you try to hunker down with Nin and Bryn and you guys fight him off? What does Nero do? What's his reaction?
I'm imagining like hopping into the land speeder and trying to make a high-speed getaway. Maybe I imagine Nero is going to be piloting, and then Nin and Bryn in the back, like putting down some fire from shooting backwards at the oncoming bounty hunters.
That sounds awesome. I am going to put you to one roll, because I have an awesome idea here. So I think you're trying to use your guile to get away.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Actually,
Big Sis, can you roll for me?
Guile's about coaxing someone and snooping around, so I don't think that necessarily works. Let's say that you are. I think you're gonna have to. Man, these stats, like, there's no descriptor of the stats, so I try to make sure that we'll just stick with guile. That's fine. Using your guile to convincing them to come along with you, and if you can roll for him, Ariada, roll for your brother. What'd you get? Ooh, a 13. Awesome. So you hop in,
Wow.
and the Nin is beside you, Bryn's behind, Bryn firing over the you take out one of the swoops. The other two are hot on your trail. What is it that you do, Zudo, before the Lambda class shuttle arrives to try to help out poor Nero?
I think it'd be cool if the slaver Drax was, what was his name again?
Trex.
Trex. I think that he's kind of gotten on a speeder bike and he's actually aiming his rifle and he's going to take out Nero. And I like to think I pull off a good enough shot to get him.
Awesome. Roll with prowess and let's see how that comes out.
I wonder, I think, can we say I like shoot the fuel tank or something on
We
his
can say it if you
speeder
roll well enough.
to disable it as opposed to outright killing a fellow member of the guild?
I do
It's
love that
only
idea.
A 7.
You get a
though.
10 on a 7. Sweet. Here's the deal. You take out the fuel tank, but he knows it's you. Like he looks across and he knows you're the one who took him down. No, it's personal. Oh man, a little wave from Shuuta. That's amazing. The Lambda class shuttle, the shuttle starts coming over to try to start picking you guys up. Mora, what is it that you're doing? Are you handling the piloting or the TIE fighters that are chasing you guys? What are you doing?
So I think Mara, whenever, we popped up, I'm like, thank goodness, finally we're headed out. And then we swoop back down at another landing point. And I'm like, what's going on? And I think Ariata says something like, we're trying to avoid the TIE fighters. So I think I'm going to be shooting at the TIE fighters poorly. But yeah, I'm going to be shooting at the TIE fighters. Yeah.
Cool. Let's have you go ahead. I think prowess is probably the best roll for you here. So have you roll with prowess.
That is that's a 6. Yeah.
Oh, a 6. Anyone? Are you helping Ariata?
Yeah, I would say that Ariata is probably trying to do either not be erratic in her piloting so that we'll have a cleaner shot.
Okay, cool. So you take out one of the TIE fighters. You guys take a few shots, which is going to cost a lot of credits because now they're going to have to repair it. The rebellion is not going to pay you as much as they promised because it's not delivered in the condition you promised. But you can hear that all rattling in your head. But yeah, you guys are able to pull in. You're not going to be able to, you can't land. It's too hot. They are going to have to bring the land speeder up and jump onto the ship as it's flying along with that one swoop still trailing behind. And a TIE fighter is still trying to dial you guys in. So I think that what we're going to have is the last roll is to see if Nero, I know next to last roll because I got to figure out what's going on with Zudo. So the Nero, you need to get onto the ship. So who is piloting the ship? Say maybe Bryn will stay back and Nin. She lives here. So yeah. So Nin pilots. She takes over. So go ahead and you have to get up onto the hood of the land speeder, and then the Lambda class, the shuttle is the ramp jumps down. And so what does it look like when you jump across and get onto the Lambda shuttle?
It's going to look really badass is what it's going to look like. No, my duster is going to be sort of fluttering in the wind. Right. And I think, so we're on the hood of the land speeder thing. And I think I'll take hands with Bryn and kind of exchange meaningful looks and I'm actually maybe just meaningful looks and a meaningful look. And then we're both going to leap off at the same time holding hands.
Awesome.
Hopefully
I'll get the roll. That is cool. So you do that thing. You guys land, and she starts to slip off. Right, she didn't quite jump as far as you, so you have to grab and pull her in a little bit. And so her legs are dangling as the shuttle is flying. So what Arietta, what are you doing? It's, you've got to keep things steady enough, because otherwise you're going to shake your brother and his new girlfriend out. So what are you doing?
But wait, there's at least 2 more TIE fighters after us, right?
That's right. There are 2 more.
Oh, damn him! He picks the most inconvenient times to start flirting. So I guess it's a matter of. Oh wait, so they're jumping on the back, correct?
Yeah.
So are they both basically on?
They're both basically on. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to. She cringes and she hits the air brakes, because if she does a rapid stop, it's going to force them to fly into the ship.
Oh, that is awesome. So yeah, you throw the brakes on, the TIE fighters scream past you, and Mora, you dial in, you take out another one of them. But Zuto, the ramp starts going up now. You guys are inside, Nero and Bryn, but what's going on with Zuto?
So I think that after this maneuver, the TIE fighters do a maneuver themselves and do like a loop, and are coming back towards you. And
they're screaming back around again.
Directly overhead of the Lambda shuttle come these big old ship blaster bolts and try to take out the TIE fighters, and it's the Great Fang.
That's awesome. Oh man, that's cool. So you snuck around because they all took off and left the Crate Fang. So the Crate Fang takes out. You're piloting it by yourself, and you take out the last 2 TIE fighters, and then lead the way past with that huge white bar of the kind of Millennium Falcon style thing as it goes past the Imperial shuttle, and that is where we will roll towards credits as you guys all successfully escape the trap that was set for you on Ryloth and head towards Naboo. So yeah, this is a 2-session bit. I'm glad we got to end with a little bit of action sequence there. So that'll be our game. If you guys have a few minutes, I'd love to do Roses and Thorns. If you need to go, we are at time, and I totally respect that. That's cool. But I'll beg what time of you I can get. So Roses and Thorns. Reflect on the last 2 sessions. Think about the rule system, the story that we told, the idea of me trying to use kind of an outline of modules there and hack the living shit out of it as you guys do really cool stuff that's way more interesting than the module. So think about those things during your reflection, and of course anything else that is pertinent. I'm open to feedback, and I really enjoy this process. So Thorns, we'll start off with Steven. Has to give the first thorn. Steven, what thorns did you have from our Star Wars world?
Yeah, all I can think of are roses. I don't really have any thorns. Die rolls seemed good. I mean, the plot line looked really good. I was a little concerned about timing at the very end. I think that was maybe it.
Yep.
I wanted to make sure we had enough time to finish on a satisfying point.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think that there was a long stretch in the middle where things were really loose. It was almost, I would describe it as similar to like Lady Blackbird. You've gotten off the Hand of Sorrow, but you haven't made it to the remnants. Sometimes it's really loose. Like, which way do you go? And I didn't want to force it, but yeah, I would call it a thorn of like, maybe I could have helped with more direction or more color or stuff so that making decisions was easier, because it felt very kind of loosey-goosey for a bit. You guys pulled it out, and I was very happy, but it was definitely a thorn for me, and it caused the timing at the end where I had to just obviate die rolls. I agree with you, Steven. Larry, what about you? What thorns did you have?
I'm kind of struggling to think of any thorns. I think the system works well. I mean, in terms of the system, I guess like there was a little bit of confusion. Like there's not in terms of which stat is sort of implicated in any given action.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like that was one of my thorns.
But yeah, that's really all I can think of, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, talking system for me, not knowing what the stats are except by inferring it from the moves that they tie into. I don't like that. I really want just tell me what it means. Don't just tell me what moves it fuels. because I can
Right.
always come up with different ways that it fuels moves. That's why I have trouble playing the Veil sometimes. I'm still mad. I'm still mad. I'm still mad. Oh, I spiked out. Oh well, I'm still mad about it. And then the other one is the countdown clocks. Not a thorn, just a. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to. I'm really used to the back and forth and tracking stats on individual things rather than a countdown clock. It's not bad. I actually enjoyed aspects of it, but I still call it a thorn of like Rich still felt uncomfortable, and I don't know if I brought it across. Michael, oh, I'm sorry. Did you have a follow up?
Oh, I mean, I didn't. I mean, from my end, from my perspective, like the action sequences went quite well, and so it seemed as though the clocks were working fine.
Okay,
but,
good. That's
yeah.
good to know because in my head, I'm like hyper critical of everything I do. So being told that it came off okay is good. Michael,
totally.
what about you? Thorns from you, sir?
Yeah, I think things did get a little stymied kind of towards the beginning. I think we really pulled it together at the end, which will end up being my rose. But I think it's a bit of a shame that I started off angling towards a semi-antagonistic relationship between Zudo and Nero. I kind of tried to salvage it, and it did create some interesting tension at the end. But I think it would have been nice to maybe just have a little bit more positivity there. I don't know. What do y'all think?
I think that's fair. It's tough, right? Because Star Wars World wants to be Apocalypse World engine, but then Star Wars, when you think of the movies and if you play towards that tone, which is kind of where I leaned, those two are a little at odds tonally. So
Mhm.
yeah, I can hear you.
But I think that's about all I had for Thorns. Yeah.
Christo, what thorns did you have?
Well, I guess this didn't come up, and this isn't at you, this is at the system, I guess, because I'm looking at the countdown clocks and I'm wondering, so how does that actually work? So if I were to try and run this, you had them just at a 7 or 9, it just went up?
Yeah, the way that it works, you join the fray. And every time you get a hit, you tell the MC to mark a segment on the battle track, which
Okay.
is the countdown clock. On a 7 to 9, the MC offers a hard choice, lays out the costs, or gives you a success. Gives your success an unexpected twist.
Okay, and so does that mean as long as we stay alive, we're always going to succeed eventually because we're going to push it through?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, in the 7 to 9s, that's where I would hand out damage. So you've gone up a segment, but
Right.
you all took harm. On fails, you would not progress on the segment track, and then you would probably like either escalate the situation or you could take harm there as well. But yeah, generally you're going to succeed. I think it's with the idea of like it's Star Wars, right? You succeed at a cost is Star Warsy enough. You don't utter fail unless it's Empire Strikes Back, and that was a masterpiece. So what are you going to do?
And it can never back up, right? So if like you tremendously fail, you're not going to have a setback that's going to take you back a segment.
Not according to these rules, no. I mean,
Okay.
I could see that as a thing of like, this is a special situation, and if you fail, then I get a tick back. But I'd probably just keep moving it up. And
Okay. Yeah, then no, I don't. I mean, I don't have any thorns particularly, except for the fact that the book, it doesn't have too much description in it for things like that, so you understand the ins and outs better. But
I
that's the only
understand the
thing.
ins and outs because of like guessing,
Yeah.
using a little bit of blades in the dark.
Okay. Yeah, no, it worked. And I mean, we did have those moments when we sort of like hemmed and hawed trying to figure out what to do, but I think sometimes that happens when you're in a sandbox.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was fine with that, and I think it still ended up telling a pretty good story. And we did have some conflict going there back and forth, which I liked. The personality conflicts. So I think that was all good. I enjoyed it. So yeah. I mean, I think that would be my only thorn, is that I wish that this had more details in it in the actual PDF.
Yeah, I think there were some really interesting choices in Nebula Edition that are different from any of the previous iterations, and I want to see it fully developed. I want to see it flesh out more because I think it's exciting. It's just way different. Yeah, the countdown clock thing. I'm glad that it worked for you guys because there were points where I'm like, this feels loose and like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it did feel a little strange. but it worked. I mean, fiction-wise, I think it all worked.
Yeah, cool. I'll stick with you, Christo, as we cycle through roses.
Roses. Yeah, Steven's character, Mora, that fantastic.
Yeah.
The person you love to hate, right? So yeah, that was great. And I think that's my biggest rose. I mean, the Star Wars game is fun in general, so I liked it. I like the freedom with it and PBTA, so you can do a lot, make a lot of things happen without getting too much of the nitty gritty. So that all worked for me. But yeah, and Mora's character I think was a lot of fun. Somebody that you could always play off of.
Awesome. Cool. Michael, you already mentioned a rose. Any other roses you want to throw out?
Yeah, well, I mean, that first rose definitely, I think that our final montage was super cool. Only thing we missed out on was that sort of last communication between Ariana and Zuto about like, I guess this is it for us, babe, or whatever, Um, but yeah, no, I thought everyone did a really great job. I liked the clocks. I thought they were smooth. I thought they kept the action and pacing going. It didn't let anything drag on too long in the combat. It appeared smooth to me.
Good.
Yeah, I liked Nero, in the sense that you were definitely playing him like a stolen car, in a sense. Maybe not like a very smart driver sometimes, but like I think games benefit from at least one person doing that because it brings complications and drama. And as soon as he started having eyes at Bryn for no 7 to 9 type reason, just volunteering that, I was like, this is gonna be complicated, and I like that. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I want to second that. Just to jump in, I really liked the complications of Nero and that you just bought in. You're like, you know what? This Bryn thing's working out. It's good. And you offer arguments, and they were like logical. They were youthful, and slightly foolish, but they were things that people would say, and I totally bought it. And it was great, especially like the brother sister relationship. How you guys just kept coming back to that. It was super super fun. So Larry, what roses did you have?
I mean, that final sequence was really dramatic. I enjoyed that. Even if we're kind of like, we kind of had to hurry through it a little bit. But those were some really great images, and yeah, so I really dug that. Yeah, and I just really I like bouncing off of all the other characters. Because I didn't bounce off of Mora as much as I would have liked to. I kind of missed that. So sorry about that. But yeah, I enjoyed the interpersonal sort of interactions quite a bit. And Rich, you've always done a really good job, like I said before, like putting us in little really delicious sort of pickles of situations. Have to make, yeah, I really dug it. So
the whole Nim Bryn thing.
Thanks.
That was like you
Yeah,
bought into that. You were like, I'm going for it. I was like, yes, this is so good. So good, so good. Oh, that's awesome.
That's a great setup.
Cool. Steven, what about you? What roses would you like to offer out?
So everything kind of about this game was good. I really enjoyed it. I like Star Wars. I like the system quite a bit. Star Wars World really worked for me. Everything seemed to sing. I mean, I didn't really find the same stutters that others have mentioned, like the slowness in the center or any of that. I mean, it really just seemed to flow very well. Everything was interesting. It seemed to keep everything, all the dice or the rule set or something like that, all seemed to make sense, keep the drama high, all of that. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And I also I found that I really enjoy the roses and thorns. So I guess part of my rose is the roses and thorns sequence,
Oh my
because
gosh.
because I found that in other games that I play, I start missing them, and I started doing them in the games that I run. And it's a great little wind down. I really enjoy. Yeah.
I agree. I'm
I'll
glad
second
that you
that.
guys appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. The Star Wars Saturdays has been launched with tremendous success. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank each and every one of you for your commitment to character, your enjoyment of the genre, playing with this funky little system, and letting me do bad Jawa impressions. So thank you all so much. It's been great. Cool. That will close us out. You guys have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Rich.